Our beloved 8% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in over 1,200 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you.
Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
It's not a contest, boys.
It is a contest. Welcome to Drinking Bros, kids. These Sunday night shows always get weird that are taped on Fridays. Today is no exception. Got Josh and Jacob Wolf today. Look at you guys.
What's up, man?
Look at you guys.
What's going on, dude? It's good to see you, man.
It's good to be seen. This is wild to me that you're able to travel with your child everywhere and it be your life.
Listen, it's the best time of my career. I didn't know this was the dream until it started happening. But come on, man.
I know. I'm a father, and I love hanging out with my kids, coach all their stuff, love them. The only fear as a parent is what happens after they're 18. Are you ever going to see them again?
That's it.
You get to hang out with your best friend every single day. I'm worried about losing my best friends.
It is listen, because I think the statistic is what? You spend 92% of the time with your kids 18 and younger.
Yep.
But to have this bonus time with him, and listen, it's not only like he's just my, son, but he's my buddy. Like he drives me around, so I'm gonna microdose some acid. This is liquid.
Sure.
Acid.
Today, right now?
Yeah,
live on air.
Yeah. And so, but he'll drive me around.
Yeah. It's funny actually. The older I get, the more I see roles reversed, where I've become the parent on the weekends.
You basically created just a designated driver.
Yes. I'm also kind of like he forgets his glasses, he can't read or can't see things. I'm practically his service animal.
He's not practically, he is.
That's what it is.
We'll get a bill at the restaurant. I'm like, tell me what that says. I don't want to take my old man. I don't mind having glasses.
Sure, yeah.
But I hate having to put them on to see. If I was just seeing glasses all the time, I'd be fine. But to have to take these off and go old man Elton John glasses, because I couldn't see.
Goodbye, Lord Jesus.
You didn't have to.
Goodbye, anal virginity.
You didn't have to go with old man glasses.
These
there's
were
other
the only
options.
ones at the airport.
You know why? I also don't know why you even pulled those out. There's nothing to even read.
I
on
wanted
that.
to see where the hole was.
That's what she said.
Yeah. You knew that was coming. You teed that up like Scotty Scheffler today, didn't you? How many shots of acid are you pumping in there?
Jeez, how many did you just do?
I think I just took too many.
We'll find out.
Give it. I have to hold it because he has no self-control, and
Yeah,
he'll take
we'll
seven
find out.
more while he's on this.
That's all right.
Odd.
Now, Josh, we've known each other
What are you gonna
for
do?
fucking
I don't have any
years
self-control.
at this point.
Yes.
You're a disgusting dirtbag. I'm sure your son knows that.
Yes.
How do you see him being a disgusting dirtbag on the road and it's okay? Like, how do you block that out?
But he isn't. Here's the thing. He's such a better version of me that I mean, sometimes I'll be like, what we should do? And he's like, you're gross. And so
That's true.
He's a good balance to me. I don't need to be walking around microdosing acid at 10 a.m. on a Friday. Mm-hmm. But if he wasn't here, it wouldn't be a microdose. So he's my good. Every Friday night late show, tonight I'm gonna take three grams of mushrooms before I go on stage.
Okay.
And so, but he's just my guy, man. He's the easiest travel partner. We stay in the same room. I have yet to let him get his own hotel room, so he has to sleep with me every fucking night.
Separate beds. Let me just. We're dirtbags. We're not those kind of dirtbags. Just want to put that out there.
Look, Andrew Cunanan stayed in his dad's room all the time too. And
Yeah,
he
and
turned
then
out fine.
Ashley Biden took showers with hers, so that's fine too.
Yeah,
Dad, it's normal.
And then there's that
Woody
guy.
Allen proved that it's fine.
Well, there's this dude. Do you ever heard of Daddy's Juiced? Do you know who that person is?
No.
Daddy's Juiced on Instagram?
He's some Instagram personality, but Jared, who you know.
From Subway.
He would be friends with Daddy Juice. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Jared introduced him to us. I've never met him or anything, but he was like telling us who he is on the show, 3 years ago?
Yep.
And he goes, yeah, he's really funny. He's been trying to fuck his mom. like, oh,
That's
okay.
not funny.
And he's like, yeah, he's really cool. I'm like, no, he's not.
No,
he's not.
no.
That's not cool. But I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
You fucked his mom.
No.
I did have sex with his mom.
He
Yeah,
fucks my
yeah.
mom currently.
Whoa, take it
Still?
easy. Yeah. But you're right. I do.
I know.
But you guys aren't banging in that hotel.
No.
Okay.
No matter how much acid there is.
That's right.
Right.
And can I tell you what's funny is we do. Here's how the show works. He does 10 minutes.
I could smell this fucking thing.
Yeah, it does. It smells like an.
Oh, the vibrator. Yeah, not the acid. Okay.
By the way,
I thought the same thing too, actually, from the top.
if you've ever wanted to smell what your grandpa's asshole smelled like in 1940, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever put those words together in a sentence.
You're gonna hear some shit in a minute. It's gonna fucking make you go nuts. Yeah.
Was this the guy who's trying to fuck his mom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that his mom
That's
behind
his,
him?
no, that's his wife.
Oh,
That's
I was going to
wife.
say, I was like, well.
Well, do we have a
Shit.
picture of his mom to kind of?
that's probably one on there. Yeah.
Well, I have not. I've yet to see his mom, but he built a whole Instagram following off of it. So
I'm not
he'll
gonna-
call her. He'll send her letters. You know, he'll flowers. He'll show up at the door, like everything. He just wants to have sex with his mom.
He kind of looks like the
One
type
time.
of guy to try and fuck his mom.
If
though.
you were
Like,
gonna have sex with
Do you know
one
what I mean?
person in your family, do you know who it would be?
I can't believe you
That's
asked that
a
question.
dangerous
It's
question.
you've got to go down to a cousin. or
Yeah, you would
something,
have to
like-
go
you gotta go
second
to far down
cousin.
At least cousin.
Yeah.
Like,
you got to go
that's-
way down the
Yeah,
lineage.
this isn't
Yeah,
fucking-
yeah.
This isn't Game of Thrones, goddammit.
Yeah.
I mean, listen,
be
you
kinda
gotta
cool if
keep
it
the
was, though.
bloodline going, you know?
Yeah, but you end up with the Habsburgs. The dude's got flippers and shit.
Yeah, listen, you got a brother who can swim real well. What's the problem with that? A duckbill can catch flies with his tongue. You know, I want one of those siblings.
He might become a fucking shrimp and boat captain. You never know, dude. A billionaire shrimp and boat captain.
That's right.
How long you been in Hollywood?
I live in Vegas now.
Okay, but before that.
How long have I been doing this job
Yeah.
currently? 1999.
Okay, great. So I want to ask you about Kevin Spacey.
Okay. Yep.
Big fan.
He used to try to have sex, allegedly, with my wife's ex-boyfriend. You remember?
Oh no! I see. I was
I've heard-
thinking about saying it, but you said it first. so I'm
Yeah,
glad you did.
but he used to. So my wife was caught in his crosshairs a bunch because he didn't like her around because she was getting in the way of him trying to have sex with her boyfriend at the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's got some crazy stories.
She does have some ridiculous
I don't wanna-
stories.
yeah, they're not
from
mine to
growing
tell.
up.
So
It's
I get
fine, but here's where I want to go with this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys read the news yesterday, but there was a petition in Hollywood
Yeah.
to get Kevin Spacey uncanceled. And they're saying, hey, he's a great actor, he's a great person, and you need to start putting him in movies again. The list is wild. It was Liam Neeson. And then there was Bob, look this up. It was a very famous female actress. Oh, Charlize. No, Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone was the other one.
Yeah.
Where you're like, whoa, what the fuck? And then like 12 other actors have signed this thing, and then they've sent it into Hollywood, and they want him back.
like the president of Hollywood. How
Yeah,
does that-
President Hollywood.
Pretty sure the president of Hollywood's
Who do you
already in
send
jail.
that in? Yeah.
yeah, so
That's true, yeah. He is.
he said, I don't know how to get uncanceled. I'm not sure how this works. And then they started sending these letters in. Now, the doc dropped last night on HBO Max. So I read these letters and then I watch the doc. It starts off with the craziest shit I've ever seen. This will go back to what you were saying, and I want to get your thoughts on this. Dan, in particular, yours. One of the dudes who is on this documentary is a Marine, jacked, huge, 6'4", 225. I mean, looks like he could punch his way through a fucking wall like the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah.
He goes over his experience, just got out of the Marines, went to Hollywood, wanted to be an actor. Kevin Spacey befriends him. He thinks he's getting a mentor. He gets a call to say, hey, I want to take you to a movie tonight. It's opening night of this war movie. I think you'll like it. It's Saving Private Ryan.
But was the movie theater on Santa Monica and it was Saving Private Ryan parts?
No.
because I've
Saving
seen it.
Ryan's Privates.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
That's what I thought. They actually, so once they started showing footage from Saving Private Ryan,
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, why are they showing footage? How do they get it and everything else? Secondly, they're showing the opening scene of Normandy. And I'm like, all right, why the fuck are you showing this? Kevin Spacey, during that scene, which is the most intense war scene in movie history,
Yeah.
takes out his dick and starts jacking off inside the theater and grabs the Marine's hand to do it. Now,
How do we know this?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Is this hearsay, or dick say, or there was a video of it?
there's no video of it. It's his
I mean, this would have been
recollection?
1998.
It,
So.
it was him
Right, right,
recounting
right.
the story.
Yeah.
But for me, as I'm watching this, because the guy's getting choked up and he's emotional telling this fucking story and everything.
Because he misses Kevin Spacey, or what?
I've never had such a good time in a movie before.
Yeah, he's like, Lauren Boberted me before she even came around, dude.
But how do you get a boner during that scene? How do you get a war boner during that scene?
Well,
and
how-
are able to complete?
I guess the better question is, how do you not? From somebody who's spent some time in war, gotta tell you.
That as far as war scenes go.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
for
the
me,
one to
that
come to.
wasn't the climax. For me, it was when Tom Hanks was dying. That's where I came.
That's where you jacked
So
off?
was it a slow jerk the whole
The whole
film?
fucking
and
film,
then
yeah.
3
just
hours.
waited?
I was edging for 2.5
I
hours.
was gonna say, yeah, that sounds painful to a certain point.
Yeah, it's like watching a porn and waiting for your favorite part.
Oh yeah.
I have to tell you, this is when you said that, I started to think: is there something like that? I think I could jerk off to almost anything.
Except for that scene. I couldn't get. There's no
Except
way.
for anything war related. Also, way to take a war vet and get PTSD from that fucking movie. I wonder if actually jacking off Kevin Spacey calmed his PTSD down.
Or did that heighten it? Of like, hey, dude, if I take a fucking veteran to this movie and then I'm able to jack
sure.
off next to a veteran, this is great.
Yeah.
Wait, so did okay? I have so many questions. So the Marine did it.
He said he.
I don't know why I needed to do this when I was.
No, you're fine. Show him doing that again.
Yeah, I
please.
don't
That's
know
great.
why.
Show
I
him doing that
needed
again.
to-
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of far away. It's like 2 seats over.
Well, the guy said he started moving away from. He's like, he looks down and he's like, he's not holding his bag of popcorn. He's jacking off, and then he puts his hand over there to help him out. Now the Marine said his hand was on his dick, and then he, moved it away once he realized what was happening.
Yeah.
And that Spacey did finish, and then they watched the rest of Saving Private Ryan together, and he talks about just sitting there in these cum-stained pants for like 3 hours.
That was
during
my
this
next
movie.
question. Where did he finish?
Wait, yeah.
On himself.
Oh, I thought you were saying Kevin Spacey finished on the Marine, and he
No.
was sitting in his cum-stained pants.
First of all, this is a conversation I've had with a friend of mine before.
About Kevin Spacey?
No, about I was like he told me, he was like, you jerk off in a sock? I'm like, yeah, it's contained. I can put it right in the hamper. And I go, why? Where do you jerk off? He goes, I've always just jerked off on myself. And I'm like, what do you mean? He said, on my stomach. Or like on my chest, I jerk off on myself. I'm like, what?
And then wipe it up afterwards?
Yeah, what?
That's too much.
At least put a t-shirt or a towel down first.
On
Jesus.
yourself?
Yeah.
Well, if you put the towel down on top and then it lands, it's an easy cleanup.
That's
the same
what I'm.
thing.
Yeah, no, but
It's the same thing as the sock. It's
I
just a little bit of a more
the
free
sock
range.
Is contained. You never know what's coming up here.
I've launched a couple over my shoulder
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
because I'm, there's a.
Over your
I'm aggressive.
shoulder?
Oh yeah, dude.
Are you hunched?
No,
Spread eagle
lying,
jack.
like lying down.
Oiled up spread eagle jack. Like he'll, legs.
Over the and do you watch it like that's? Is it slow?
I wish it was in slow motion. That'd be
because
so
you
funny.
know it does it like that.
It would look like Neo from the Matrix. He's like trying to dodge cum coming towards him. The gay Matrix.
yeah,
It's the product he uses in his hair right now.
Yeah.
Gatrix.
The Gatrix.
The Gatrix.
I
Yes.
like it.
He's just constantly dodging cum the whole show.
So he
Change
sat in
the
his own-
bullets for cum would
Yeah.
be awesome.
It's just 90 minutes
God.
of Keanu Reeves dodging
Or
cum.
Saving Private Ryan. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. That's a lot of gunshots.
a lot of cum.
You know,
yeah.
when I first got to LA, there was a photographer whose house I went to.
Uh-oh. This sounds like Jared's Bryan Singer story.
Was his name Bruce?
His name was not Bruce, but I walked in. I was a younger dude, and I didn't know how. Here's the thing: when you hear people being like, "Why didn't you just say something?" or "Why didn't?" Because sometimes when you're young and you're in that situation and you don't know how things go, and you're like, "I shouldn't say anything because I don't want to." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like when in Rome, right? Maybe
you-
people just get raped here, and it's my turn.
Well, you almost you get caught off guard because looking back now when I see things, I'm like, of course, right? So I'm at this dude's house, and I go in, and I have my wardrobe and all this stuff, and it did seem weird to me that I was going to his house for pictures. And but I'm like, maybe this is just where people take pictures off his. He's got this beautiful house in the hills. And I walk in, and lots of headshots of famous people at the time, but a whole wall devoted to Travolta.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Well, see, now
I've said
that's a
this on
red
the
flag
show
right
forever.
there.
Not at the time. It wasn't.
That's always been a red flag.
For you, has it?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
not-
yeah. We've
no,
known about Travolta forever. We've said on this show for years.
I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
but
ca-
dude, not when I was like 21. It was Saturday
What year?
night. Yeah, this was early 90s.
Okay, so 2000s is when I knew. So
Yeah, this is early 90s.
I don't
This is-
think he was out in early 90s.
No, he was definitely not out. And
I think I figured it out with that brain cancer movie he did where he got special powers or
Yeah,
whatever.
Michael?
Yeah. Or what? No, what was it called?
Phenomenon.
Yeah, Phenomenon. Yeah.
What was Michael?
Why did you think it was called Michael?
Well,
was that the
Michael,
dude who's
he's the Archangel Michael.
Oh, that's
fallen to
right.
Earth to bang Andy McDowell.
Yeah. Dude, but by the way,
Worth it.
Your Travolta knowledge is off the charts.
Yeah, I mean he's a theater kid,
Theater
which
kid.
is that. What is
Theater
that?
kid.
How do you say that in English? F.
What's the acronym for that? GAY.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm at this dude's house. I take some pictures, and he goes, "Go ahead. Why don't you just change into your next outfit?" And I go, "Okay, where?" And he goes, "You can just change right here." And I was like, "Okay, what should I wear?" And he was like, "Well, let's try this with these pants."
He's got you dressed up like Lieutenant Dangle from fucking Reno 911.
No,
Great.
but he was like, "Let's try this and this, and let's try this." And so I still wasn't thinking about it, man. I grew up in locker rooms. You just sometimes you're naked in front of people or whatever. It doesn't. And so I put on my pants and I go, what shirt? He goes, you should wear that button down. I put the button down on, and he walks over and he starts buttoning up my shirt, but his fingers are touching all the way up. And I know, and by the way, not hard, but not hard. No, I mean, I had movement, but I didn't know, maybe I'm here now. No. But I was just like, I was thinking, okay. I knew there was something in me that was like, this is not how this is supposed to go.
Right. Yeah.
But this dude was the photographer. And I was like, what if I say, hey, dude, don't touch me? And he's like, my wife is in the other room, man. What are you talking about? And then I get this reputation, right? And so I just took it, dude. For sure, grazed my nuts a few times, asked me to stay for dinner. And
Did you ever meet his wife?
I
did. His wife, Kevin, I met.
I was gonna say for sure no wife with a full wall of John Travolta. That's not how that works.
No wife.
At all.
No wife. But I will tell you, not the only time that my nuts have been grazed in Hollywood or that. And for me, honestly, I know this is going to sound weird. I was never like, I'm going to fuck, and I was always like, whatever, dude.
Tell him
Just-
to- tell
do
him
you
to-
know what I mean? Like, let's just move on past this. I don't really give a fuck. Is that how you're going to get your rocks off by grazing my nuts with the back of your hand? Cool. I'm glad I could be of service. Do I get this part?
Yeah. Am I going to get this?
Am I
or
hired here?
Am I booked here?
Yeah,
What's happening?
I honestly when I was younger, it really did throw me where I was like, I don't know if I should say something. As I got older, I've said things out loud in a room before, for sure. But it definitely is not a thing that I bet you if you ask most dudes, in Hollywood, they've bumped up against it. They just don't talk about it.
Tell him the
Yeah.
doctor story. I love this story. Makes me fucking laugh. It's like saying
doctor?
Well, I mean, I feel like all guy doctors are kind of gay. I'm not gonna lie,
Dude.
but this story always makes me laugh because
like-
it's just
I
ridiculous.
got in a car accident. Somebody T-boned me in L.A. My insurance company was like, how's your back? And I said, it's fine. They were like, but how's your back?
The insurance company was from West Hollywood. if you can't tell.
They were like, go to a doctor and have him check everything out, but maybe we can get you some money. So I go to this old doctor in the valley, and he goes, we have to do a complete physical. That's part of the deal. And so he was like, all right, we got to check your prostate. I'm like,
How old are you at the time?
this 29.
I don't think
29 years old.
I don't think you need a prostate check exam until you're 40.
Not after a car accident, you know.
No. Sure don't. This is how Larry Nasser got those gymnast chicks. I mean, it's identical.
And so here's the thing. Can I tell you? Here's what you fall into. And I know sitting here and people listening are like, dude, how did you not? You just are like, I'm in a doctor's office. He must know more than me. And that's an older mentality, by the way. I think younger people are like, I'm going to challenge that. But we were raised to believe doctors, right?
Yes.
Believe the people who went to school and learned, oh, okay, so I guess I need a prostate exam. So I remember I was like.
This went down?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, this happened. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
I got a prostate exam. And so I said to my insurance guy, I was like, this is weird, dude. I go, I was laughing. I go, I don't know why I needed the prostate exam. He goes, that's funny if he would have given you one of those, like it was a joke. And I go, oh, no, but he did give me one. He was like, he gave you a prostate exam for your back? And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, I hope you win some money.
Holy
yeah, man.
shit.
I had a Pilates instructor, this woman,
Oh, this one's great,
who I would always.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How deep did his fingers go in your asshole?
It was a prostate exam, dude.
However deep they're supposed to go.
But have you had a prostate exam?
No, I'd never had one before.
Yeah, so
But
that's
now-
How have you had one?
It was a legit dinky do. He went up there for sure.
Two fingers?
But have you had one right now?
Not for a minute.
Okay, great. So,
well, we
how
can
did
do that for you today.
Yeah,
if you'd
by
like.
the way,
How did you know that it was even a proper prostate exam to begin with?
I did not. That was the first time. Not only was it the first time I had a prostate exam, but legit up to that point in my life might have been the first time I had a finger in my ass.
Oh wow.
Why'd you say might?
Because I don't remember. I had a girlfriend in college.
You meant Kevin Spacey and all
that had I had a girlfriend in college that had a list of things she wanted to try.
Sure, yeah.
And I remember seeing finger in the butt on there, but I don't remember if
Finger
we
in whose butt? Her butt or your butt?
I don't remember. I
Yeah,
just
you never
remember
know.
seeing the
You never
list.
know, right?
Yeah. Who cares? Might have been helping yourself. Little how's your father?
I'll tell you this:
yeah.
being like doing something
How
to
you
somebody
doing?
the first time is a really important thing. You should definitely treat that with respect. I think, right? It's like as a child, we say "I love you" to children, but they don't know what the phrase "I love you" or what the word "love" means necessarily. All they know is that it confers whatever the relationship they have between them and their parent, which could be good, it could be bad, right?
Right.
So then they grow up fucked up because they have this warped idea of what love should be. It's a big problem, right? Probably not as big a problem as getting fisted on your first time to the doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
that'll
then you're
leave a
just
mark.
like, the next guy just does it normally, and you're like, hey, you got to get in there or what? And he's like, sir, you got to get the fuck out of my office.
Yeah.
Now it's a problem for you. You got to go find a new doctor because you're used
to
you
it.
crossed the line. You know what I mean?
Used to it, and that's what you think it is now.
Yeah, you're like, Doc, listen, I got a sore throat, but let's start with the prostate exam.
Yep.
And then let's get.
You just like start
Pants are
taking your
down
pants
already,
off.
and you're like,
Just walks into the doctor's office, pants below the ankles.
Yeah.
You're just like, all right, I'm ready.
it's like, I know how this
It's just like,
starts.
I've had a fever for a
Sitting
while.
bare ass in the waiting room.
Hey, Doc, you ready?
Listen, dude, I've really had this bad cough. So if you can really get both fingers in there.
You start bringing your own lube to the doctor. Actually, I like this one. Could you use this one?
This is
it,
organic.
it warms up.
It's a warming gel.
I'm going to
from Whole
put some on
Foods.
too. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah. No, I also, can I tell you honestly, and this is me, and I'm not pushing this on anybody. I like the Pilates instructor who cupped my nuts basically for this one stretch. The entire time she would just cup my nuts. And I don't know if this is because maybe I've blocked out something that happened to me as a child, but any of these kind of, like in the meet and greet, I have women grab my ass and my nuts all the time, and I'm just like, hey, don't do that. But none of that. I don't go crazy. Like, I don't know why I'm not like, you gotta call the cops. I'm always just like, whatever, dude. If this is how you're getting your rocks off and I'm here for 5 seconds of it, I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It would have to be something aggressive,
Yeah.
or egregious
Yeah.
to be like,
Yeah.
hey, dude, that's a little much.
I mean, there was one. I don't remember where we were. Like 3 weeks ago, there was just this absolutely plastered girl in the meet and greet. She was like, "Come over and let me bend you over in this photo," and I was like, "I want to go back to the green room. I'll talk to you guys later." Like, it was just like she tried to bend you over. She then asked to be bent over by one of us. It was like it was.
Can I
there was
tell
a
you
lot
for
happening.
real?
Yeah, when you're saying she, is that in quotations?
No.
No,
Okay.
no. It
So
was
those
just
are-
it was just me with long hair.
An
Was
actual
she
woman.
hot?
No. And also, I don't care how hot you are. That drunk, you're not that hot. It was just like sloppy.
Can I tell you this? Okay. If you want to have sex with a 40-year-old white woman, come to my shows.
That's facts.
Yeah, dude, they are
That is
backing up in the
facts.
Chrysler Pacificas, and they are hopping out. And I'll tell you something else. It's interesting about, he said that about the meet and greet. If you ask any comic, the toughest audience member to wrangle in is a over 40-year-old drunk white woman.
Yep.
Good Lord.
They're-
On a bachelor party. If it's a
Well, a
group of
bachelorette
girls,
party?
Bachelorette
it's
party
the
is-
worst, and you know it's going to be bad
It's tough
as
sauce.
soon as you walk
It's
in.
tough sauce.
Yeah,
It really is tough.
I do recon like when the shows load in, I sit out there because I want to know who's in the audience.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So I remember it's happened a couple times where I saw the sash and I immediately just went to the green room and I was like, "Hey, bachelorette party, back left corner." just so it's either like a target or just to be weary, or sometimes he likes to make people so embarrassed that they're at the comedy show that they walk out on their own. And generally,
Oh, I'll say that to him in the back room. If
and
somebody's being
generally,
an asshole,
yeah, and generally it's the bachelorette party.
if someone's being an asshole to him or my other opener, I'll say to him in the back, I'll be like, I'm gonna walk these motherfuckers.
Yeah, and he does.
I don't want to ask you to leave. I want to make you so uncomfortable that you get up and you leave on your own.
And I will
It's
say,
my fucking
every
Yeah.
time he
thing to do.
says, I'm going to walk them, they walk. And it doesn't matter if it's one person, 5, 10, everybody's gone within 15 minutes. It's amazing.
I want to tell you, and I've been coming to see you guys for a while. I right now I'm at my full strength powers as a comic.
Dude's just
Even on
ripping.
mushrooms?
Dude,
it might be. He's ripping.
I feel so
yeah.
good right now on
Yeah, yeah,
stage.
yeah.
I feel so fucking good that having fun with people like that, and I'll go in 10, 15 minutes during the middle of a show and then just jump right back into the show. But it's full powers right now. And having him on the road, I don't know if you guys experience this. Like, right? So how long you been doing this pod?
This 9 years. This is our 9th year doing this, but I used to do stand up for like 8 before this, right? But back in the day,
Yes.
I was young. It's very lonely. So I would
Yes.
have to imagine that having just a family member with you makes
Amazing.
all the world a difference.
It's not just family member, and it's not just that he's my buddy, but there is a youthful exuberance, right? When you first start doing something, there's hope, and there's like there's that we're gonna create something great. You know, there's that energy that is really, and it's super cool because it's honest. It hasn't been tainted by the business. It's
Right.
full dream hope. And I remember, honestly, when I talk to guys like, Joey Diaz and I were talking about this the other day, man. And I started with Joey. I'm like, what do you miss? And he said, I miss after open mic on a Monday night at 1 a.m., us going to a diner. We could all only afford one pot of coffee. And we sit down and we talk about comedy. He said, that's what I fucking miss. Because that energy of hopes and all that stuff, he brings that. And so it really, I get to reattach to that youthful kind of, I just fucking love comedy.
So he's your emotional blood boy, basically.
100%.
Yeah. I have all that youth because comedy hasn't taken all the life out of me yet.
Well,
It's coming.
Life has done that,
It's on
but
the
I'm
way.
waiting
Coming.
for comedy to do it as well.
But also it's eras. Like right now, I feel like comedy itself, stand-up in particular, is in this Jordan era of
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
just not only are people going to clubs, but they're excited to go to clubs.
Yep.
And you got a shit ton of people who are edgy and different. So like every night you can see something totally different than the night before, depending upon what your taste is in this world.
Yes.
And it's like the spectrum is so wide now, and there's so many great comics that people are excited to go out, they're excited to drink, and I think COVID had a lot to do with it.
Agreed.
The death of television had a lot to do with it.
Yes.
And now this is our only form of entertainment. And then the cancellation with politics and all that other shit, where they can just go, especially at a Rogan show where the phone is locked up, so they can say whatever the fuck they want, and it's ruthless.
I think we might be post-cancellation when it comes to
We
stand-up
are.
comedy.
It's not a real.
Because
It's not real.
everybody's saying faggot again.
It's not
Everybody's saying retard again. It's like, all right, cool, man.
It's not real. Here's the deal. Here's the
At
best
all.
thing about stand-up is that whatever you like, it's there. How edgy you want to be, it's there.
It's like the Cheesecake Factory menu.
Dude, 100%. And
That's a
here's
great
another thing.
comparison.
You're 100% right. Not only is it there, but from the cleanest of the clean, from Brian Regan,
Yeah. Who's
To-
been doing it clean for 25 years, selling out
Longer.
at
stadiums.
such an
Dude.
expert level,
Yeah,
right?
he's so good.
Okay, so from the cleanest of clean to Hinchcliffe, right? So whatever you want
Who
to see
just
is
did the
there.
forum. By the way,
Yes.
Ari pulled out his dick and balls at the forum and started
Yeah.
jacking off on stage.
Yeah.
So he may
To
not
the
be
war
welcome
movie.
back.
No, not shocking. He's been on the show. Not
Yeah,
shocking.
no, that's
He'll-
what I said. Fucking
Yeah.
somebody was telling me about it the other day because they were there, and it was like, yeah, he just started
just now
fucking
hearing about that.
pulling
Did he
his dick
complete?
out. No,
Okay.
not like that.
He wasn't watching, Saving
Yeah,
Private
he
Ryan.
wasn't like
Stacy would have finished.
Well,
Yeah.
it's Ari.
On Ari.
It's Ari Shafir, so he might need more than just a war scene. I don't know. Maybe a Holocaust scene for him. Yeah.
Oh shit, Schindler's List.
Yeah.
You know on Schindler's List?
Yeah, dude.
Bro.
Boy, I watched that the other day. Not that funny.
The boy in the striped pajamas.
I thought it was gonna be funnier.
This is the worst. Leave a Yelp review. This is the worst goddamn comedy I've ever seen.
This Schindler guy has terrible timing. How are those?
They're good. You want one?
You like? Is that the?
I was looking at it the
It's
entire time.
ketones.
Big
It's
one,
for
yeah.
energy
Everybody
and brain
I'm
function.
on
Yeah.
all podcasts
Take-
now.
take
and
the
they're
whole
fucking
thing.
awesome. Yeah.
Now
Take
listen, do I
box.
need this with the acid?
Yeah, I was trying to fucking
can't hurt.
My high ass can't even open
But you
it.
can take a box of these with you and use them on
Really?
the road and shit. Yeah, they're.
Yeah,
You like
what
'em?
is it?
Oh yeah.
It's a shot of energy.
I mean, it tastes like shit, but
It's good to go.
it's good for you.
Okay. I'm on board for that.
Because it works. But this is a time to be hopeful. So like, there's other times during stand-up history where there was no hope at all. Where you're
Agreed.
going out for 30 people, you don't have a way to get people to the show. There's no social media. So like, you remember what it was
Yes.
like back in the day, and that's what it was. So like, you showed up, you hoped for the best. And then you had the bringer shows where you physically had to bring people.
Yeah,
Now you can
dude.
go on social media and just say, hey, 7 o'clock, I'm at the fucking Chuckle Hut in, San Jose or whatever the fuck it is.
It's such an interesting time too as comics because guys like Matt Rife and Schultz and have built such an amazing following, but there's so much crowd work involved on social media. So people come to shows thinking, oh, I just get to scream out at the stage, and I'm going to be part of this dude's show. So it's like it's been amazing because it's.
Yeah.
Oh, Rife especially has opened up stand-up to people who have never been to stand-up shows, but they're expecting everyone to be him.
Well, did you see what he signed? The deal he signed with Netflix? 2 more specials, each of them an hour apiece. One of them is only going to be crowd work only.
That's smart. Well, so he was. By the way, I'm gonna warn you right now. That tastes like ass.
It does, yeah.
That
does, but
tastes.
it's great.
Like straight rubbing alcohol.
But it,
Yeah,
but
it's
it
not great.
works. But it works.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's like a lot of people were hating on him in the beginning. It's like
What?
who fucking cares? He found something he's really good at and he's doing it and making money. Shut the fuck up.
100%.
Yes.
No, that's what I'm glad he's doing. Just a 1 hour special of crowd work.
Crowd
Because
work.
I remember we were somewhere in the country and they're like, oh, Matt Rife was here last weekend. I go, what the fuck do his shows look like?
Yeah.
Because all I see is crowd work. And they said his early shows are just an hour of stand up and his late shows are an hour of stand up and then another hour of crowd work.
Yeah,
Listen,
there
dude.
aren't a whole lot of dudes who could fucking do
Expert
Two
level.
and also
Like
two straight hours on stage.
Yeah.
So like
It's
Steve
nuts.
Byrne can do it.
Yep.
There's like it's a short list of
Yep.
dudes who could just not show up and not do any jokes. Just
Let me-
talk shit. For
and
an
I'll tell you
hour.
the difference between Byrne, Matt Rife, and some of the other people who I'm not going to mention because we're all in the same profession. But they do not have canned jokes. Like if a black guy's sitting up front and says something, they don't have something in the Rolodex that they can say, right? They are whatever's in front of me is what I'm going to work with. Dude, Matt Rife's fucking crowd work is so good. And Burns
immaculate.
is like
Oh, his-
next level.
yeah.
And for other
And he's been doing it
comics,
for 30
Menace to
fucking
society,
years too.
Steve Byrne.
Love him.
and for other comics to somehow shit on that, yo, dude, you know what our job is? Our job is to entertain the people sitting in front of us. So fuck you.
Make people laugh. man.
Yeah, dude, that's our job. So I started doing. By the way, the acid and the ketones. I am jacked.
I bet.
Yeah. I'm really glad I took this from you because how much did you? God, that's gonna last.
It was
forever.
4 sprays.
It was
so it's half a hit.
I think
Yeah.
it sounded like 6.
No, it's 4.
It's 4.
I'm autistic.
Yeah, he knows.
You counted up? Yeah, definitely.
I've been counting everything this whole time.
Yeah, if you throw some
is that the
matches on
flavor
the
of
floor.
autism you got? Is counting things?
Yeah.
No, not really.
But you know what my flavor of autism is?
What's that?
Trains.
Is it really?
Swear to God.
There's
He's a
two.
train
There's
guy.
two.
Is this a
there's
s-
two
Yeah,
trains
oh,
across
is
the
this a
street.
sexual thing, or-
I saw. No,
Do you just say, I like hearing people on the tracks.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Every time I hear a train horn, I'm like, "Where's that coming from?" Or I see one, and it's in my body. I see a train, and I go, "Ooh, train!" Like,
Those two across the
that's
street
it.
are completely restored from 1938. The guy put $2 million into each train car.
Jesus.
So when we get out of here, look at them
Yeah.
like they're
Immaculate.
original parts.
There
of
were
it.
some
That's
other
awesome,
trains
okay.
in 1930s in
Holocaust.
Europe.
Yeah,
Well, I was
didn't
gonna
work
say,
out.
but,
Didn't work out that well.
By the way, not gonna lie to you. Just glancing, you might look good with a fucking conductor's hat on, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, you know what?
Could definitely rock a
Yeah,
conductor's hat.
Actually, you know what?
Don't I?
Yeah.
Best compliment I've ever gotten in my whole
For
life.
sure. That was meant as a compliment.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah,
you to know
no,
that.
I would
100%.
love to be a
Yeah,
train
dude.
conductor. Yeah,
That sounds like the easiest job ever.
the best.
I mean, what do
Low
you
stress.
really have to
No,
know
s-
to do that?
Nothing.
you gotta pull the,
There's like
you gotta
six-
pull the horn.
There's 6 goddamn buttons. and
Right.
Every now and again, you have to give a police report because some idiot jumped in front of the train. That's the whole job.
But you get to see them die.
Oh, that'd be
too,
great,
which is
too.
awesome.
Yeah.
Where you're like, get off the track. I can't stop.
I
Boom.
I can't imagine what a train does to a human body.
I
Fucks him up.
bet you they did it on MythBusters.
We just watched it. Shit, a listener sent one in.
I bet you they did it on MythBusters.
Wait,
They did
what?
fucking everything.
And if it's going like, so force
It was
is
on Twitter,
mass
Bob,
times
on my
acceleration
Twitter feed.
squared, right?
Yeah.
That's the formula for force. So
don't,
it's not.
don't say yes like you knew that.
It's not just. It's not just about the speed of the object. It's also about the mass, right?
Yeah.
And this is you're talking about a mile-long fucking train car. Even at 30 miles per hour, it will fucking nuke your body.
So the one that
Incinerate.
The one that was sent in by the listener, the guy appeared to be drunk or maybe homeless, just kind of just flirting next to the track, And they were like, "Get off the fucking track! Get out! You're too close! You're too
Yeah.
close!" And he's like, "I'm not on the track." Didn't matter because there's a little extra width on these train cars.
Yeah.
And it just clipped him, and to see the force of it, and to Dan's credit, it was 30 miles an hour, so it wasn't going fast. And the way that this guy just spun around and died instantly, you were like,
Really?
oh, just a tap.
Well, dude,
just a tap.
think
would do
about it. People die from getting hit by a regular car going 30
Yeah.
miles an hour, let alone a train with that weighs. How much does the fucking
Somebody
average
just got
train
killed this
weigh?
morning at the PGA Championship. At,
I saw that.
Valhalla. Yeah,
I
it was
saw
a-
that.
Somebody walking the street, they got hit by a shuttle.
A shuttle bus. That
going no miles an hour.
A train.
Oh, miles an hour.
A train can weigh anywhere from 4,000 tons to 20,000 tons, which is 8.8 million pounds to 44 million pounds.
Golly.
44 million
At
pounds.
30 miles an hour?
Yeah.
That's going to fuck you
Dude.
up.
At 30 miles an hour, your body's doing this.
Now I know why back in the 20s they used to tie the people to the railroad tracks.
I know.
Yeah, that was the
Dude,
way to do it.
And that's the craziest part. They're not even getting hit by the train. They're just getting run over repeatedly by the metal wheels.
It's a fast, easy way to die. Bob, what video do you have queued up for these
Sometimes
guys?
the guy just gets stuck to the train.
He got.
He's glued on there like the fucking information on the event horizon.
Yo, that looks like a
Christ.
straight up exorcism.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I cut out
Yo, dude,
that.
I did not think that was real.
I thought that was a dummy.
Boy.
Just,
He got stuck on the train.
That's how hard the force hit him.
Train's coming.
Can I
Train's
tell
coming.
you?
All
I don't
aboard.
hate it.
Jesus Christ.
I don't hate it as a hood ornament if you want to rock it like you.
No.
No.
Be like, what train is it? Oh, the one with the dude stuck to the
So
front?
was there just
Yeah.
like I have a lot of questions for this. I follow a lot of fucked up pages on Instagram, so this is the type of shit that I see on a
great.
daily basis. But like, how does he get stuck? Is it just straight force? Was there someone pointing on the
Why
front
are
of
you
it?
screaming? Don't scream. You're
I'm just so
screaming.
curious.
No,
like,
you can scream at this. This is shocking to
look
look
at
at.
this.
I think probably something got stabbed into him.
Had
right?
to
That's
be.
what I
Had
think.
to be,
Can I-
right?
Well,
Are
there's
they not
usually a
gonna-
point on the front of those trains, so it could have been that where it just went right into his back.
Yeah.
Could they take him off the fucking train?
Well,
Well-
the drivers, it says the drivers were confused what to do, so they just kept going.
Hey, they got a schedule to meet, man.
They do.
They got places to be. It's like a
Shit
bus.
to do.
Yeah. Can-
Anybody ever die on a plane and you're like, hey, can we land first? Like, can we? He's
Have
dead
you
already.
ever been on a plane where someone died?
Yes.
Actually?
Yeah, but it was a heart attack, and then they got the guy off, and it delayed. Ah, shit. I was the one we were on 3 months ago with my wife. Somebody shit their pants on the plane.
Yeah,
and they had to remove us, clean it all up, and detox the whole thing. It was about a 3.5 hour delay.
Wait. Is this the story about the woman on the Delta
here's
flight?
the wild thing. It isn't the story, but we told this story on the show, and then a month later, 2 weeks later, it ended up happening to me, and it was out of Austin, and I saw the guy get up, and then he went down. At first, I smelled it from the back of the plane, and we hadn't taken off.
So you smelled it?
I smelled his shit. We all
Oh,
did.
because he evacuated.
He shit his
Okay.
pants.
Yeah.
And he was probably 78-ish. And he's with his daughter, who's like in her 30s.
Yeah.
Nice, normal people. It wasn't like a fucked up situation. And I felt bad. So, like, she's trying to get him off the plane and describe to the stewardess why she needs to take him off the plane. And the stewardess isn't understanding because we're about to shut the door and leave. She goes, you cannot get off the plane at this point. She goes, my father's really sick. And you gotta, you don't understand.
Yeah.
And so I got up and I was like, hey, I don't think you know what's going on in the back of the plane and everything else. And then he drops. So he fell down on the floor. And then that's when they knew it was serious. And paramedics came, everything else. And then they evacuated the plane to clean the shit off the seats. Now, luckily, it was only his seat and one other seat that he had gotten into. And then you still kind of have to detox the plane a little bit.
But I think we all know what shit smells like. And I think we all know that you never really clear the smell of shit. It just smells like you put flowers on top of it.
Yeah, like when you spray Febreze in the bathroom, it just smells like Febreze and shit.
I'll give a shout out to, I think it was American we were on that day. It smelled normal. It just smelled like bleach. So like somebody bleached, deep cleaned a bathroom.
I don't know if that's worse or
And they
not.
did it pretty quickly. And I felt horrific for the guy. And,
Yeah, dude.
Well, not only that, but they evacuated the entire plane, and then we've got to see this guy. So everybody's got to walk past the guy who shit himself on the plane, and he's still on the stretcher. And finally, I walked over to the paramedics. I was like, man, is there another place you could take? Like, the daughter was embarrassed. He was clearly embarrassed. And
Yeah,
it was just,
dude,
just
oh,
take him to
shit.
another place.
Okay, I've got it now.
Okay.
You got the train?
Yeah, so a car, 3,000-pound car, traveling 30 miles per hour generates 4,103 pounds of force. And a train, a fully loaded train is 60 million.
Good
pounds of force.
Lord.
Holy shit.
That,
With an M, 60 million.
Holy shit.
I'm going to try
I mean,
to find
God
this video for Bob
damn.
here.
yeah.
So that explodes you.
Yeah, it has to.
but
right?
well, except for that guy.
But it must have hit him so perfectly to not explode him. The
I feel
front.
like that would just split him in half.
Why is
Yeah.
it so perfect? Why is he so perfectly centered? That's like that feels like you tried a little bit.
It seems like he was placed there. Like it seems like somebody set him up.
It's like Banksy drew him on there.
yeah, that is like a
fuck's sake.
straight up hood ornament.
Oh,
yeah,
I remember this
man.
story.
What?
Do you guys remember this story?
No.
So this dude accidental, like he just slipped and fell, and he fell in between where the subway is.
Is he alive right now?
he live?
And he was alive the entire time he's sitting there. They couldn't move the train because once they moved the train, his body would just fall in half.
Oh, yeah.
So what
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did was they kept it there. They called his family and had his son and his wife come and kiss him and say goodbye. And then the police were like, "All right, move the train." And then half of his body just went flew.
How
Question.
funny would it be if Hulk Hogan showed up and leg dropped him right there?
Oh, shoot. Off the top
I am
rope.
a real American. Fucking boom.
All right, I got a question for
God,
you.
I am a piece of shit.
Do you want?
Trying to find this
I'm in that
guy.
boat with you.
Do you want? I got two questions. One, if you're the guy, do you want your wife and son to see you like this? And if you're a son or a wife, do you want to come and say goodbye to this dude, or do you want to just remember him the way?
And look,
Yeah.
speaking as your
'Cause
son,
It's a
right
Stone
here,
Temple Pilot song.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Well, let your son
Yeah.
answer.
speaking as your son,
Great question.
for sure want to come say goodbye to you.
Really?
Really?
Dude, I don't care what kind of mode or whatever the fuck this is, whatever you're in. If I have one chance to come say goodbye to my dad, I'm going to say goodbye to my dad.
Oh, you're not going to come back and be like, I outlived you, you little bitch.
Yeah.
Just like fucking whisper in his ear.
Well, I know I'm gonna anyways.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I for sure would want to come say
Condition?
100%, and then I would say
with you.
goodbye, and then I would head home and be like, I'll see you at the funeral.
No.
Because I'm not going to see the aftermath of this. The aftermath of this would fuck me up.
Do
But
you want your kid coming to say goodbye to you like that?
No.
I don't.
I think honestly, it's not your
don't.
choice.
I think it is my
My
choice.
body, my choice.
I agree.
Then I pull out a gun and boom.
Yeah, I think it is, man. I want you to remember me as the dude who takes acid at 10 in the morning, but I don't want you to remember me as
Oh,
this guy.
trust me, I don't think that memory ever goes away.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you been to an open casket funeral?
Literally this past week.
2-3 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah. And I
Family member?
Yes.
Okay. And your thoughts afterwards?
Here's the thing: the first two funerals I had been to were also open caskets for family members. One my great grandmother and one my grandmother. The last one I went to was in 2010, and that open casket just fucked me up.
Yep.
So much. And so for this one, I was close enough to see said family member, but I did not go up to said casket. Because it just I just
I don't understand.
No shame on anybody. I don't understand.
either.
I want to be the
tradition.
I want to be the
It doesn't make any
first.
sense.
I want to be the first person up there. Well, the tradition is to make sure they're dead. I think.
Yes.
Right.
It's
And-
closure.
What is this?
Yeah.
28 days later? What-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's why I always fucking pop them one more time.
One more time. I slap him just to make
yeah,
sure.
double tap, man.
But you can, if you're the first in the receiving line, you can throw something weird into the casket, and somebody looks over like, "Oh my God, is that a butt plug? Why is there a butt plug?" He wanted to be buried with it, folks. I like to go
With
to
his best friend.
I like to go to strangers' funerals and just drop weird stuff in the casket.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't understand the open casket because this is it. This is basically what
I don't
is.
like it.
You remember
That's weird.
you remember your loved one? Well, they don't really look like that. This is like it's like a what the puppet version.
Yeah, it's like a Madame Tussauds fucking wax version.
I was gonna
of
say
What
it's
are
like
we
a weird,
looking at?
terrible wax version of that person.
Dude, if
It's
you're gonna,
fucked up.
you're gonna, what I want you to do is I want you to make me jacked, stuff me a little bit.
I'll
get me up there.
put you in a Superman bodysuit.
Well, now we can use AI. Just play video, right?
Well, Bob, pull up the
I'll put you in a
guy
buff
from
suit.
the other day who was weightlifting. We'll show you this because I think this is what you're looking for. This is how you want your open casket if you're going to do it.
Yes.
We're not doing an open casket for you. Absolutely
Well,
not.
but you'd come see me split in half.
Well, you're not split in half yet. You're still alive.
What if he's not in a casket?
Great idea.
I mean, you can just get down there and sew him up.
Okay.
You can have half a dad.
Put this up on screen for him.
Well, get him stuffed
Put a
like
little handle on his
taxidermy?
back and just carry him around and shit.
This is
What if
who
I just
wanna
got the
be.
top half
This
of
is
him
it right here.
taxidermied?
This is it right here.
This is it right here. So this guy's dead, and he was apparently a big weightlifter. Obviously, that's his family in the background right there.
Jesus Christ.
So they put him on a weight bench.
No, that's worse.
in the garage.
That's what I want.
But that's what he loved
Oh, they
to
stuffed
do.
him.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
Like a
but that's what they-
taxidermy doll. Like
That's what he loved to do. So
Oh,
do you
that's
stuff
just
your
dad.
Like
how
put
do
him
you,
on stage?
How do
with
you bring a girl home to fuck her now?
Do you Jeff Dunham your own father and turn him into a puppet and stuff your hand up his ass?
That's
I mean,
the new
for
act?
for the sake of the joke, yes. Like
But
for
then you
commit to
become
the bit.
huge, and you got to travel with your dead dad forever.
Hey,
Because now you're in the bit.
here's
dude.
what I'm gonna
And
say,
You got to
as-
fist him every night on
As
stage.
long as he doesn't smell like a dead body, I can work with it. As long as he doesn't smell like shit, I think I'm good.
I
so
don't
you would
hate
Jeff
this
Dunham
act.
your dad, dude.
I don't hate this.
By
act.
the way, I would love to make that a new Urban Dictionary term. Hey, did you Jeff Dunham her last night? Awesome.
that actually does seem like a. Urban
Yeah, it
Dictionary.
It
actually
sounds a lot
seems
more
great.
romantic than fisting, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't call it fisting either. I call it five in the stink.
He does, yeah. It's a fiver. It's a fiver in the stink.
You know,
It's a $5 foot.
because I like to
I
count.
love
We've
that.
established that I count, so
Yeah.
you know.
It's
Yeah,
a,
that's
it's,
where
a,
we go.
it's a handshake with your colon, is all it is.
That's all that is.
Pleased to meet you.
Yeah.
Yep. Welcome to Hollywood.
That's right. Can I take your picture now?
I see everything's in order in here. Oh.
I see you've organized your sock drawer the way I would have. Okay, so yeah, I think the Jeff Dunham puppet idea is not terrible.
No, I actually, we might have to kill you sooner.
Yeah, work on it. Work on it. See how things go.
yeah.
Can I tell
See
you?
how things go with the career.
Probably
The
wouldn't
show-
admit to the murder ahead of time and then on television or whatever.
No, but if
whatever.
he takes
Yeah.
enough acid and he doesn't wash
Yeah,
him.
but also people would never think that I would do it if I admitted to it publicly.
That's
so
true,
Or
yeah.
just, I'm throwing.
Like,
I'm
what
throwing,
am I, an idiot?
Yeah, I'm throwing strays everywhere, people. Throwing people off my trail.
If you threaten everybody, I think you can get away with a lot more stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
This is his open casket.
Hide in plain sight.
And he's right there on stage with
Can
you,
I
dude.
tell you? I did I was on a TV show called My Name Is Earl, and my character died, right? And at my funeral, the joke was nobody really knew me, so my funeral ended up being a party. And one of the scenes was at the funeral, they were going to open the casket. Earl was going to open the casket, and somebody was going to have put a lit cigarette in my mouth, right? And so they go, all right, Josh, time to get in the casket. And I go, okay. And I lay down, they give me the cigarette, and they light it, and they're about to close the casket. And I go, hey, just it's flame retardant in here, right? And that guy goes, that's a great question. Hold on. And he goes, hey, can I ask Josh? Okay. Hey, yeah, get out of the casket.
Then the armor from Russ.
was like, what?
The armor from Russ comes by.
Yeah.
Here you go.
That was
Here you go,
actually
buddy.
his.
You know what he
almost
said to
his-
me? He goes,
It's
good,
like-
he goes, good catch. I'm like, that's it? Good catch?
Yeah, good catch. That was
Yeah.
almost your actual funeral.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, you were dressed for the show or dressed for the occasion.
Yeah.
Why not?
Just for the job you want.
But you know what's funny? He wasn't really even dressed for it. He was dressed in like one of those Dumb and Dumber-esque suits with the crazy ruffles down
Wait,
the
is
middle.
that not how you're going to get buried?
I hope so.
But it was
I'm
in
getting- well,
purple,
I'm gonna
though.
get
It was kind of
cremated,
nice, though. I'm not
probably.
going to lie. It was
Yeah,
a nice
I bet.
purple suit.
Well, here's Jared and I have three potential ideas, and they don't all overlap necessarily. But one of them, this is the way I'm going to die: suicide, right? So the
For
first,
sure?
no, just it's fun to think about. right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice fantasy.
Yeah.
Some
Do you-
people,
are
some
you
people have
jerking-
threesomes. His is suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is it pants off suicide?
No. So
these
my
are good.
my idea
It's a
was
good question, actually.
my idea is I wanted to get fired out of a cannon into a brick wall, right? And then have the splatter pattern turned into art, sell the art, and then use the money to troll my friends, do weird shit to them. Right?
This is a
out
great idea.
Yeah, I think so.
So
too.
canvas
Yo.
is up, and then boom, he gets shot into it. Blood
Boom.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Whatever that final Jackson Pollock blood
Yeah.
splatter is.
Yeah.
Question.
That's what he's doing.
How far away do you think the cannon needs to be from the wall?
15 feet, I think, is probably safe.
And you're
when I
go-
say safe, I mean safely going to murder me.
I feel like
And
you
head
might go
first.
through
Yeah,
the
of
wall
course,
at
yeah.
15 feet.
No, there's brick behind it.
Brick behind
right?
it, yeah.
So head first.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. And is this like an event where you're inviting people to come?
Everybody's
watch?
welcome, right?
Well,
Oh, by the way,
Characters welcome.
I-
USA.
I know we're all fucked up because I know all four of us for sure are attending that because you're the one being shot out of a cannon. But
yeah, I'll be there.
well, the other
I'm
one.
for sure gonna be there.
Tell him about the surprise party.
Oh yeah, so this is Jared's idea. Jared's idea is he's gonna throw me a surprise birthday party, and it's we walk into this big fucking open area, and everybody's like surprise. And I'm like, oh good, you're all here, and I just blow my brains out in front of everybody I know.
Yep. Friends, family, everything.
Ruin their lives forever.
And it's a birthday party, and then their lives are ruined forever because they went and this guy blew himself.
Oh,
away.
by the way, you're gonna ruin lives generationally.
Oh god.
Oh,
damn
yeah.
right.
You're
Dude,
gonna,
that-
you're gonna
that-
fuck up because they're gonna have kids who are still gonna be damaged from what their
Yeah.
parents being.
Because they're gonna have pictures of me and the internet exists and all this stuff. Like, hey, whatever happened to that guy? Well, you're not gonna believe this.
Yo, the kids being born 20 years later are gonna have trauma from
what I'm
that.
saying.
Like,
Goddamn right.
Dude, what?
But the last one is my favorite, though. It's the Today Show. You know how they have the glass outside and
Yeah.
people come and wave with the
oh,
birthday thing?
that's such a.
He's got a suicide vest on, and then he clacks off right behind Hoda Kotb, and then, oh my God, dude. Hoda and Jenna are just like the glass is splattered with blood behind them. They've got to cut to a commercial, but they would have to move the entire set because that's where the cameras are. I mean, even to reset this would take 30 minutes.
But also the
Yeah.
whole
Imagine the
building.
Today Show.
The whole
yeah.
building would be like half the building would be gone. You'd have to find a whole new
Well,
place.
yeah,
to
look,
film.
I'm an explosives expert. I'll make it work. I'm not going to take the whole building down. I don't want to kill anybody except for everybody near me.
Can I tell you that for me, my favorite one? This is a tough one.
I love this
It
show.
is tough.
This
It's
is
The
great.
cannon.
Grand old time. This is so fucking.
I'm putting the Today. If I'm voting for what I'd like to see, I put the Today Show last, only because I don't mind you killing yourself, but I don't know why you got to kill anybody else.
Well,
around
those
you.
it's like a bunch of.
I'm here for my 40th.
It's like short-haired women from fucking Minneapolis.
You
Like,
okay, all right, yeah.
You're the worst people in the world, babe. Boom.
Yeah, I mean,
I
we can
would
live without
go-
a couple more of them.
We traveled all the way from Des Moines.
Party use heading back right now. I would go. So I would go. I think Today Show last. And here's what I'm caught between. I'm caught between my curiosity
Sure.
and what I think is the funniest.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, and
yeah,
my curiosity as to what happens to your body fired out of a cannon from 15 feet away from a wall is crazy.
Yeah, that's number one for me.
It's crazy, but just comedy wise, walking into a room, the emotional roller coaster that those people are going on.
Oh, man.
Of the yeah,
Same.
oh,
Same.
is-
That's
Well,
where
you
I
know,
live.
the other direction I've gone with this is what would the note for each one of those be? Because I think for the Today Show, I would do something silly that would make no sense, like Today Junior, just quote Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
and make fun of the word today. But and everybody's like, what do you think he meant by this?
I would write the
I didn't mean
craziest
anything.
manifesto.
Oh yeah, well that's another idea, right? Is-
Manifesto you got to do.
Yeah.
Your
But-
manifesto would be amazing.
Oh, can you imagine
You'd
that?
be like, and who puts cheddar cheese on a ham and cheese sandwich? And people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He was so mad at the cheddar.
Yeah,
cheddar.
Why was he so
Well,
mad at the cheddar?
you know, it's not really yellow. They add that. That's
Is that
food,
true?
That's dye. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
Now we-
real. I don't
Yeah,
like that
that's
shit.
white cheddar.
Milk
No, yeah,
is what it's made of. You ever seen orange milk? If you have, then the milk was fucked.
If you ever
Yeah,
had
that's a good
orange
point.
milk, you need to go see a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White cheddar.
White
I mean,
cheddar,
look,
white cheddar matters.
everything's better when it's white.
cheddar
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, white cheddar. I mean, that was my nickname in high school.
Cheddar, power, whatever, right?
Yeah. There's so many whites.
Yeah.
That it's,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, that
Mostly-
are dominant
well,
in things.
it's-
Cheese,
it's
power.
mostly those
Supreme,
two.
There
Supremacy,
was-
whatever you want to do with it.
there was a sugar today, and I was in Austin downtown walking around getting coffee, and it said organic whites. That was the sugar. I'm like, can you say this anymore? In
I think so, yeah.
Organic whites.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think we're there.
organic. But how do we? What's an organic whites?
Well, was it next to
You,
the brown
actually.
sugar?
Yeah.
Was it next to the brown sugar?
was.
Which one did you take?
Uh,
Josh?
Let's see,
By the
because
way,
it's
Josh?
By the way, I think white sugar is actually cocaine. I don't know if.
organic
white
whites.
sugar is bleached. It's not good for you. You shouldn't eat it.
You fucking racist. You took the white one?
I actually don't put
course you
sugar
did.
in my coffee because I'm not a pussy.
Okay.
That's false. You definitely put something in your coffee.
No, I put butter and I put
Stevia.
No, only when it's at home and I can. But I'll put some butter
You
and I
did
put
it every
some.
day on the road last week. I'm with you every weekend when you get a
But
coffee.
not my own coffee. If I go out and drink these other people's shitty coffee, I put stevia in it.
Okay, but fair enough.
What's your own? What do you drink typically?
I like a bulletproof coffee. I got some crazy mold allergies.
But you go butter over MCT.
I go.
He does both.
I
We do MCT, Bubs Naturals. Yeah.
I prefer MCT just because it helps. It's a very concentrated lipid carrier, which helps get nutrients into your
Yep,
bloodstream
yep,
better.
yep.
So that's why I do it. But butter, I think, tastes better. to be
Butter
honest.
for me is more about the acidity.
Yeah,
It just makes
yeah.
it easier.
Well, you know,
to
salt
drink.
helps with that too. So
the coffee?
Yeah, bulletproof coffee
for
actually
sure
started
put
on
salt in his
fucking
coffee tomorrow.
on battleships and submarines because they get this old dried out coffee. So they would salt cuts the bitterness and butter lasts longer than milk.
I'll tell you something, man. For me, I just have a crazy mold allergy. And so I have to be really careful about and coffee is made with mold. That's basically how it sits in that big,
Yeah.
right? And so
Well,
I
it
have to,
depends on how it's like. If
I
it's
have to-
natural process with mucilage still on it, then you're probably safer.
if you there's like 4 or 5 coffees that are mold free the way, and so I always have to find those.
Okay.
But
Me,
it's-
I'm just getting it in me. It's color of an NBA player's wife. It's white.
Yeah.
You don't even see any black. You don't even know that it's coffee.
Oh, is it
at that
milk
point.
and
Yes. And it's MCT oil powder, dash of creamer, and
maybe.
and then I'm on my way. He'll
Nothing
He
in
likes
coffee.
shit from like Somalia, where like you can still see the child's hands, their fingerprints
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the beans. Where you're just like, oh,
Actually, I like Panamanian geisha. That's my favorite. I think that's the premium coffee in the world. But then Irgachef is good. Ethiopian that has fruity flavors is good. You know.
Is
do
the
you
fingerprint-
I put a little creatine in my coffee. I like all that. shit.
My creatine levels are abnormally high already, so I don't have to use that. But I do put MCT oil powder, and then
Yeah.
I put what else do I put in there? Collagen. Sometimes
From
right.
Kevin Spacey.
well,
Some
hopefully.
spacey collagen.
If I
some
can
to
get it,
drink from.
it's hard to find right now. Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Jacob?
Is the fingerprint on the coffee bean like you know when the missing kid is on the side of a milk carton?
Yeah, that's how you find
is that
it.
the same thing?
Well, it's worth more. So it's like the signature on a Cabbage Patch
Yeah.
doll.
It's a certificate of authenticity.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know
So
this
you
came
know.
from Somalia because there's a child's hand in the fucking bag.
A couple of them are stained with a little bit of blood.
That's what they use as a scooper. They just have a little
It's like rigor
Ethiopian boy's
mortis,
hand.
And it's worth more. Where you're like,
Just the skeleton, just picking up
why
coffee.
is this $80 a cup? Oh, well, you can see the child's fingerprint where he grabbed it. Like, this is the good
Actually,
shit.
if you align the
Yeah.
beans in the right order, it looks like their face.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
Yum Yum and his sister. They scooped these. I don't
Yum
know.
Yum and his
I don't know if
sister.
Yum Yum is the right word, but
no, Siakam.
Okay.
Like something, you got to go like something from the region.
yeah, Yum
you know?
Yum wasn't right. But
Yum Yum's crazy.
Baby Siakam's down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And after, he's done with the coffee, they'll bring him the diamonds and, he's got to go in those mines
2 for 1,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah,
sure
but then
he
he's
makes
gonna-
at least 17 cents a day.
Yeah, but he's got 17 cents a day, but he's got to fight his way out of the mines after he gets the diamonds.
Yeah, that's where Jaimin Hansu came from, and he's a goddamn success. He's
Sure
a legend
is.
in Hollywood now.
That's right.
Sure is, dude.
I
Yeah.
listen, man. Whoever is successful in Hollywood, that's who we should be championing, right?
Jaimin Hansu and what's that?
Kevin Spacey.
That big fucker's no.
Harvey-
no.
Harvey Weinstein, I was going to say.
That big fucker from the Cameroonian fighter. What's his name?
Usman?
Francis Ngannou.
Francis Ngannou.
Oh,
yeah.
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 No,
Usman
Those are real people. That dude was fighting for his life.
Yes.
Literally.
Legit.
Right?
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein's getting uncanceled as we speak. I mean, that just got overturned in New York.
He's getting
I don't think he's getting
uncanceled.
uncanceled. I just think I think he's praying that since they're dismissing one of them, they're going to dismiss all the other charges.
But is he like Michael Jackson where we need him? Like we kind of need him right now. Do we let it slide because we need better movies? Like do we?
Movies are. That's a crazy. Now that you say that,
We let it
since
go.
that man went down, there has not been a great movie
Yeah,
release.
Well, Oppenheimer. That's
let me-
it. Everything
so-
else has been
I
shit.
still didn't even see it. I didn't feel.
It's great.
I have no
It's good.
trust in movies.
Let me run something by you. Are you familiar with Operation Paperclip?
No.
You guys know what that is?
No.
I'm
that
in
was
for it.
that was the operation, the OSS, Office of Strategic Services, which is the precursor to the CIA. It was their operation in the late 1940s to take all of the Nazi scientists and bring them over and put them in NASA.
I did hear about that, yeah.
Right. So all I'm saying is, we've made compromises before,
Yeah.
and to be honest, the Nazi scientists were probably at least marginally worse than Harvey Weinstein. right?
I would,
Yeah, I'd put him in there.
I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying it would be on track.
did
for
Einstein
America
work for the
to do
Germans?
it.
Before he worked for the States?
I do think for sure.
Werner von Braun, yeah, he was the
Harvey,
top physicist for the Nazis.
I do
And he
think-
invented the fucking rocket technology that sent us to the moon.
We needed
No,
him.
that's true.
Yeah, we needed him.
Harvey Weinstein would Kaiser Soze us. He'd walk out.
Kaiser Soze.
He would.
Spacey reference?
He would
That is
walk
crazy.
out.
Full circle.
They would roll him out of
Full
court.
circle.
They'd roll him out of court, and he would stand up out of that fucking wheelchair.
Yeah, he would.
Light up a cigar.
And
Yeah.
walk
Yeah.
straight down those steps like, eat my dick.
That's one of the
bitches.
best
Kaiser
reveals of
Soze.
all time, by the way. When he
Kaiser
started
Soze?
walking normally down the sidewalk, that's one of the best reveals
In
of all time.
that in that HBO doc
I
series,
think so.
they go over that, by the way. So in the HBO doc series, they go and they point to that moment and they show him getting out of the car, and that's where he was a worldwide superstar.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah.
And so, does it make him look worse, better, same?
You know, it's strange. Like, he's a gay dude hitting on other dudes. All of them wanted something from him. Like,
Were they all over 18?
yes.
Yes. And also, not like this isn't our world, but we have many, many gay friends. You have many,
Yep.
many gay friends. The relationship between two gay men and a straight man and a straight woman, it's fucking light years apart. It's
And
not the
worlds
same.
apart.
And you don't
It's not
know
the same
until you're
thing.
there. Like,
Yeah.
I remember first going to Hollywood and I worked for this gay dude. He was like 80 years old, right? And he threw these crazy parties and all this other shit. And he would tell me about other actors being gay that I didn't know about. And I was like, no way, is any of this real? And then there was another party that I went to, walked in, there was a bunch of gay dudes fucking in the back. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So,
Did it smell like murder in the air?
no.
But
'cause
it smelled like that butt plug.
Ah,
right there.
no.
damn it, you stole it. I was just going to say that.
The wild thing was, it always smells great in a gay guy's house. So it doesn't really matter. Like the best
true.
parties, best drugs, everything. But then you realize quickly, I grew up in Georgia, so like I never saw gay people do anything. And then I'm there, and I'm like, well, how is this different than what I used to do in a fucking fraternity with girls? And then it just kind of all that went away, where I was just like, well, it's just gay dudes getting down. Like
Yeah.
this is how.
Yeah, but instead of
people be gay. Do you know what I'm
Instead-
saying? Like,
but instead of an aggressor and the damsel, right, in whatever mode she's in, distress or fleeing or playing coy or whatever, it's two aggressors just jamming their dicks together. I don't know how it works. I don't know how.
Yeah, definitely not that. Definitely not that.
I don't know.
By the
how it
way,
You were
works.
like
the way you-
jamming their dicks together.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that how it? I don't
Well,
think
docking
that's what
is
they
a
do.
thing.
wait, hold on.
Docking. Where
Docking,
they put the. I think.
You get your foreskin required for this, I believe.
right. You need to.
At least one guy's got to have foreskin. No, that's
That's not it.
sounding.
That's not it.
We got a
right,
monitor out on this one.
That's
over
the
here.
pee
Just
hole.
click the
Honestly,
button.
that looks like
Dude, that looks like a parasite. It looks like a worm.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like they're force feeding a baby eagle. You just with droppers.
Thank
The something in the pee hole, dude, is the worst.
It's called sounding.
Sounding, yeah.
That's
Sounding.
the worst.
I'm pretty sure there's another one of those like one guy, one jar videos where this guy sticks something crazy in his pee hole.
But I think the worst, the craziest videos are the what are those things? The when the butthole comes out the butthole.
Oh,
Prolapse.
prolapse anus.
Prolapse.
yeah.
When the prolapse comes out, and then you see the videos of people putting the prolapse in their mouth. Those to me are the nastiest videos on the.
I mean, you can grab somebody by and just swing them over your head like a lasso. To
but
be honest,
I'm so surprised that the prolapse is that big.
Well, it's how many feet?
of intestines, I think it's
Yeah.
like 26.
Yeah, but it
feet
comes
or
out. It
something.
looks like a eggplant, like
Yeah.
a giant.
Yeah.
And you're like, that was
Oh,
it.
God.
Oh, there we go.
And you're a dainty man, so like we could swing you around by it pretty easily.
You know what? By the way, I think people will think that I should be insulted by Dainty Man, but I'm going to say thank you.
No, you've got a sweet Prince body
Thank
where
you.
you look great in women's clothes
Appreciate.
and men's clothes.
I do.
You
Oh,
can go
look.
to the vintage clothing stores, get all the
100%.
cool shit.
Yep.
You always look cool.
Prolapseparty.com.
This is
There
two
it is.
people rubbing their
Is
prolapses
apparently a
together.
thing.
Yeah.
By the way, that picture should be called Two Roses.
Yeah,
That
dude,
is
that,
what
that
I've
looks
never
like what the
seen
You're
inside
gonna
of
have
a dog.
seal. You have seal singing in the background.
Yeah, dude.
Yo,
Kissed by Rose.
that's like what the
Son of
inside
a
of a dog's
bitch.
dick looks like. That looks
Yeah.
like the Red Rocket.
Yeah, it's not great.
He
Oh,
typed in
bed of
prolapseparty.com. It's
roses.
crazy.
No, that's he just looked up a prolapse picture and it had that stamped on it.
This
so-
is bookmarked.
We've
this is
opened up a
thing.
whole new world.
That's in the favorites.
That's the only way he can get
Oh
on.
yeah, all the anti-government subversive shit I say is not going to ever get us in trouble before this shit
Oh,
does.
yeah,
Because
easily. Bob will
our
go down
search
first.
history's fucked.
By the way, what you say you call it Two Roses?
Yeah. Mm.
Literally the top header here on the photo says "Suck that rose."
God.
Crazy.
I've
dude.
never seen a prolapse that red. I thought they were on the purpley side.
No, when it comes out like that, it's a deep red. Like, oh, are they licking it?
Yeah, no.
Yo, he tried to click on the-
They
he-
put them in the mouth and they
Shit.
like deep throat a prolapse.
damn.
He tried to click on the video and it was like, you must pay in order to join
So
this
wait,
website.
do you
which
hate
is-
this video?
I do.
I'm gonna have to send you one.
I can't do it.
Can I send you
can't
one?
do it.
Is it the
These
one of you
fuckers
shitting in
do
a
this to
box
me all
outside
the
of your
time.
house?
I don't mind that.
That was just a picture. That was just
do
a
have
picture.
that
I can
video.
watch that all
Fucking
day.
cocksucker.
I could watch that all day. I don't mind shitting. Like I can watch it and laugh about it.
Dude, wait till this video that I have to send you. So I'm on I don't know, are you on a list with anybody? I'm sure you guys seem like the kind of people where people
yeah.
send you gross shit.
Oh,
No,
that
yeah.
no. I thought you meant like so the Joint Chiefs print out everything I say because I talk so much shit about it, but not a list like you're talking.
Oh no,
about.
not that kind of list.
Yeah, I'm on
That's
the
a watch
other
list.
kind.
Yeah, that's
I've got a gross text thread with some people, and then eventually I had to check out of it.
I'm gonna go ahead and send you a couple.
Okay.
Yeah. Just make sure you're in a calm headspace and sitting down
I'm
because
sure.
I've been sent some of these videos before.
You know what? DM me because I don't think my phone's working. So I
it
don't
works
know if
just
that's
fine.
No, I don't
Works
think
just
it
fine.
works. I got
But
nothing
why?
here. I got
That
nothing
doesn't.
here.
It looks like a chewed up piece of gum, is what her butthole looks like.
Well, maybe that's what all of our buttholes
I
look
mean,
like.
can
when
I
you
take
flip
a
them
guess and
inside out.
assume all of these people are European?
I don't think that's safe.
I don't think that's safe either.
Really?
If it's European, it would probably be German, right?
Did that
Yeah.
say?
100%.
Did that say? Can you go back up? Oh, gyno. I thought that said gyro anal. I'm like, what?
Well, that's
a new
because you're
type.
hungry
Yeah.
afterwards.
Eating a gyro out of some woman's
Yeah.
prolapsed asshole
a
would
Greek
be
thing.
nuts.
Pump.
Pumped
It's a Greek
pussy
thing.
prolapse.
Well, the
match.
Greeks did invent butt sex.
Yep.
Is that
So-
true?
Yeah, yeah.
Invent it?
Well, I mean, look, I'm sure a caveman fucked another caveman up his ass
Yeah,
at some
yeah,
point.
yeah.
But as far as normal,
They patented it.
they patented it. They also used, I think back with the Etruscans, they were using sea kelp. But at some point, there's a theory that olive oil was created just for butt sex.
Yeah.
By the way,
By the Greeks.
I'm really gonna enjoy cooking with olive oil from
Sure
now
are.
on.
Yeah.
That's gonna make me feel a lot better.
Either better or worse. It's but not the same.
There's an Olive Garden down the street if you're looking to
Hey,
go
we're
before
family,
the show.
dude. We're all family.
We were just there 2 weeks ago. We flew out 2 listeners and we went and shit got wild.
Yeah, we do one every
Endless
couple of months.
breadsticks.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
all of it. The next one is for Juneteenth. We're flying out a listener. We have this thing called the Bro Box here, which is in front of us. So if they order it off the website, then we pick somebody out at random, and we're taking them to Red Lobster for Juneteenth because Biden hates black people.
Yes.
So
I was going to say, I feel
Well,
like
he's trying to
you're going
ban
Popeyes
Newports.
instead.
well,
Or menthol cigarettes. You know, the Biden administration is trying to ban menthols right
Yeah,
now.
They are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're like, I'm not on board with that. Like
me
I have,
either.
I
He
have,
doesn't want the black vote. If
I
you
have-
get Red Lobster and menthols, dude.
I've got 3.
what's next?
I have 3 black friends.
Purple suits.
You know what I mean?
Three black friends.
I mean, we gotta stand up.
Yeah.
Can I tell you,
This is the new civil rights movement.
my brother? So we were in Sherman Oaks, right? And the escalator up down. We were going to movie theater, right? And my brothers and I we had just seen a movie. We're coming down. And
Your actual brothers or these black people?
my actual brothers.
Okay.
But there were two.
clarification.
There was a black couple in front of us.
Sure.
And coming up the escalator was an older black couple, and the guy was in a purple suit, and the woman was in a nice dress. And the younger black guy who was going down was in the middle of talking to his girlfriend. And as the dude in the purple suit was coming up the escalator past him, he just leaned over and he goes, "Hey, we're not doing that anymore, brother." And then just went back to his conversation. My brother Dan and I, we were fucking howling because he was so casual about it. He was like, "Hey, we're not doing that anymore, brother." And then he just kept going
What
down
was the guy's
escalator.
reaction? Who was wearing the
Nothing.
suit?
He was laughing. It was very funny, very casual how it went.
I enjoy that.
I did too.
I wish I could have seen that.
It was
Yeah.
super
Me too.
funny. Yeah. Actually, Dan and I were just talking about it. You know what, dude, guys? I'm the only person in my family that married a white woman. Am I only?
That's true.
I'm also
Really?
the only. I'm
That's
also
very
the only
true.
one left in the will, but. I for sure we like I have my little nephew's black and my little niece is black and yeah, I'm the only person. He's half Asian actually, or part
Yo,
Asian.
I will
Which
say,
half?
Listen, he's half Jewish, half Asian, and he's 6'3". That doesn't make sense.
No,
but
that
I will
doesn't-
say,
It doesn't make sense, right?
tall but bad at math. So God, whoever created me, was like, "Hey, I'm giving you one. I'm not giving you the other." Like
Yeah.
one of those. I will say the great thing though about both of your brothers marrying black women is that I don't have to deal with shitty white people food at Thanksgiving anymore.
By the way, the mac and cheese is
God
on
damn.
fucking point.
Yo, the food is actually, I actually look forward to eating at Thanksgiving.
Oh, I
now,
bet.
because somebody who's actually able to cook does.
Well, when I was in the Army, I made friends with all the anybody that was a different culture than mine because I just wanted to go to their mom's house and eat their food.
Facts.
Really,
It's a
like,
great.
What was the best? What was the best? You think?
Ramadan.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to do any of the fasting. I ate all day, then I showed up and ate all goddamn night too.
What food? What? Give me an example of the food.
I just
Amazing.
traditional Middle Eastern food. Like there's a lot of overlap between, in my opinion, there's a lot of overlap between like Greek food and Middle Eastern food, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of pita, stuff like that. A lot of they use spice because it's poor people food, right?
Yeah.
They use spice in a way that like American food is bullshit. White
Yes.
people food, that people, especially like Northern European food that made its way over here. I've heard Norwegians say things like spicy ketchup before. I'm like, that's vinegar. It's salt, dude. That's not spice.
I will say though, spicy like the spicy ketchup from Whataburger is pretty fire. I love
Yeah, spicy ketchup is a thing, but that's not what they're talking about.
Right.
They're talking about this ketchup is kind of spicy.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool. You should go back. Do you know what lutefisk is? You ever heard of this?
I love his albums.
It's lutefisk is a Norwegian.
Bitch, get out the way.
Is it that fish that's in a can?
That's gefilte fish.
That's gefilte. That's your people actually,
That's
but
my people.
they cure cod and lye in big fucking barrels, and it turns into jelly. It's like fish jelly. It's the grossest thing of all time. Like, hey, you should try this. It's our tradition. I'm like, my people's tradition was to kill your people.
Yeah.
So
How about
do you
we do
want
that
how
instead?
deep are we going here?
Fuck that tradition.
Yeah, I'm not doing
sounds,
that.
No, that sounds awful.
I love that Rosebud on all fours is still.
Oh, Bob will leave it there forever. It'll be
yeah.
here on Monday morning when we get back.
Yeah, what's the
So-
other one?
so will he.
He does a lot of prolapses. Have you heard that audio of Meek Mill getting
God
fucked by P.
damn it,
Diddy?
man, I don't.
He plays that on cue a
We're
lot
on
as
YouTube,
well.
Bob. We're on YouTube
Yeah, you can't do
today.
it now.
You can't do it on YouTube.
That is a disturbing, and I am a fan of disturbing things.
Sure.
Whole nother level.
I've got levels though. That one's
That one's
same
tough
guy.
for me.
He's got post-traumatic stress from it. Now, I can't get post-traumatic stress because I am the T in that state. I'm the trauma. You know what I mean? So I don't have to worry about
He
that
gets
shit.
bricked up hearing it, whereas I just
he said I'm the problem.
Yeah, I'm the problem. It's me. I fucking crater where I'm like I can't hear it one more time.
Yeah, me
It
neither.
just didn't sound
Tough
fun.
sauce. No,
I
no.
mean, if I was walking through the airport and somebody hacked the PA system and that started playing, I would laugh so hard.
Well,
I would laugh
me
so
too. I would
hard.
laugh at that too.
It did just happen the other day. Hey, Delka, was that the PGA tournament or no? It was Luca.
It was Luka
Luka.
Doncic's press conference. Yeah. I did see that.
Wait, what played?
So a reporter was in the room for the press conference afterwards. The Bluetooth speaker was hooked up.
Yeah.
And it locked into his phone, and it was just graphic sex.
Yeah.
And Luca's just like, Jesus Christ.
Lucas
Everybody-
sitting at the
everybody
bike
okay?
like he's so confused. Yeah, it was a pretty funny clip.
And you see people diving for their phones because it's all
They're like,
dudes.
is that me? Is it me? Is it me? That could be me. Like every single guy was like, that probably could have been my search history.
Because after a good one, sometimes you leave it on one of those screens where you're like, you know what, I might get back
I
to
might
that
come
later.
back to it. Yeah.
Get back to it.
Sometimes you only get through the first half.
This is
First
why
half was so
people
good.
get
You're
caught.
like, the
This is
second
why
half's
people
gonna be
get caught.
amazing.
Never leave evidence around. No evidence, no witnesses.
Yeah.
I don't
Paper
even touch things with my fingerprints in public, ever. I don't know if you've ever noticed or not, but I fucking never do that. No evidence.
You
anywhere
touch other
ever.
people's children with tongs.
Yeah, well, I try not to touch other people's children. But sometimes you just can't help it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're so cute. You know.
Yeah,
It's your
that's what
kid.
Michael Jackson said.
It's your fault for fucking dressing them that way.
It sure is.
I said something about Michael Jackson online the other day, and there's still people out there. Like,
Oh, they love him. Till the end of time.
Man, you can here's the thing. You can like the music, but why are we still defending? You say this all the time. If you take away his name and you say, "Hey, there's a dude down the street who is having kids sleep over in his house behind 2 locked doors."
Yeah.
and he built a zoo
In an amusement park.
Yeah.
What about Jerry? I've heard recently that there is a legal movement to clear Jerry Sandusky's name because
I heard about that too.
like it's all
What?
it was all a setup or something. That's the story.
Come on.
A lot. I've read that too. A lot of it is like it's all, or some of the testimony is literally like recovered memories. and
Yes,
shit like
correct.
that.
So going under hypnosis and then recovering a memory is all of the fucking testimony from the victims, is my understanding.
Yeah,
which is
Is that not a real thing? Or are they saying they're generating memories?
well. Think about how things
That's
work.
interesting.
Think about a random person you know that is like into astrology or something, and how they just create fiction for themselves.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I could see it, I guess.
Did
That
you-
doesn't mean he's innocent. I'm just saying that's
There
something
was
to
that
probably look
Sandusky?
into.
There was that documentary on Showtime. I don't know if you saw this about the first memory to come out of hypnosis that was allowed in court. And this dude was, I forget if they ended up convicting him, but they went back and actually found out that they were just generated memories. I forget what the
It's like original AI.
but it was
That's
the very
fucking crazy.
first. It was the very first court case. It was a documentary on Showtime, and I watched it at like 3 a.m, high out of my mind in the hotel.
It's the only time you watch it.
But it was fascinating to see it start to. It was allowed in court, and so this dude was like, "This is now
shouldn't.
test."
Have you done it? Have you done hypnosis?
I'm in the middle of doing it right now.
Do they
to tell you the
record?
truth.
Wait, do they record it?
Look, is that
Yeah,
why
she
you're
records
dosing
it.
yourself
So
up on acid?
I got my recordings too.
Maybe. Here's a
Trying
deal.
to generate more memories with the
Yeah.
acid.
I'm going to tell you the truth. You remember I'm going to tell you why. It's part of the last time I was on this show. One of the reasons I was on this show, and remember I told you, I don't know if you guys remember, I told you a story about pushing what felt like evil out of my hands.
Yeah.
That's right. That happened
Okay.
here.
Yeah, it was here.
Okay. So,
about
and I
that.
remember you saying, "Who touched you?" That's exactly what you said. You were like, "That seems like a repressed memory of something, right?" And so I was like, is there something? And so I've been stewing on that for about a year and a half.
Sure.
And so I finally recently was like, you know what? I'm gonna do some hypnotherapy and see what the deal is, because there's from age 12 and younger, I just don't know anything about my life, right? And so you are the one who I started doing this, so I blame you for the acid.
I'll take the blame for acid.
By the way, but you getting touched is not on Dan.
It's either me, Albert Hoffman, Timothy Leary, or Ram Dass.
Yeah, I'll take
all of them. Yeah.
But fascinating enough, I just started doing it.
Well, they record you.
Yes.
So do you take the tapes home with you? Do you listen to it?
Pound off to them.
I was.
Come on, man. You
Yeah.
gotta fucking
I
drink some more of that ketone IQ. You'll be
Here's
good.
what I do: is I watch the prolapse video, volume down, with the audio of
Oh,
my
shit.
hypnotherapy, and that's what I jerk off
That's
to.
now you're getting me fucking bricked up.
I'm about to take my belt off, dude. Wrap it around my neck and carry myself right now, dude, in honor of you.
Yeah, he's got the geisha costume over there.
I got enough spotters in here. You guys will save me in case
For sure,
I
dude.
slip,
If you put the hat on, the train hat,
and then I just chug it.
We can.
By the way, if you have the conductor hat on, you have to make that noise when you come.
No,
easily.
we can get a steam whistle put in here. For
if
sure.
that's the
That'd be
last
great.
noise you make when you
And it's the only way that I could get off, and it was like, holy shit. What would happen later in life? Like, I've been married for 10 years now, so it's like, what happens if it's later in life? Does your wife stay with you if it's like that's the only way you can get off?
I think she does.
I think so. I
I
think
mean,
No.
yeah, she's already been here for long enough.
You
That's a tough
gotta
one.
ease her into it. Like, just start by taking her to or have her follow that British kid on YouTube that reviews trains. He's all
with that
super-
crazy 360
yeah.
camera in front of him.
There you
I
go.
love him.
Right?
And then he reviews me coming every
Yeah.
night, and I
So
just pay him.
you just like fucking say, hey, why don't we watch some fucking graphic pornography tonight and have sex? And you're like, all right, cool, that's a good idea. And you just put that train kid on. Maybe the third night that
Yeah.
you're doing it. It's like, oh, I like trains too.
test the waters a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, what the hell's wrong with you? Oh, I was just kidding.
How long have you been married?
10 years, we've been together for about 13.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. At what stage in the marriage, if she was like, because I'm assuming there comes an age where you're like, fuck it, is that your thing? Because it's too late to get a divorce, and we like hanging out together. So what if she was like, you know what, whatever weird thing, you know what I really like? I like it when dudes who are like 80 years old jizz in my eye.
Great question.
And so at
That's
what
an infection.
at what
Great
age
question.
are you like, you know what, that's fine, I don't give a fuck anymore?
Well, so here's where I feel that I got lucky is as your relationship, because you're dead right. Like, it's, when you get older and you've been together for a long time, you start to go, all right, what do you?
Yeah, who
is there
fucking
anything?
cares?
Yeah, who cares? Who cares, right? So luckily, everything's synced up, and it's been great. But when I was watching that Tom Brady roast the other night, no, I'm sorry, Nikki Glazer just dropped a special.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just watched it. It was like 2 nights ago, and it was awesome. But there was a 15-minute bit she did where she's been with this guy for 10 years, and she tells him that she's into gangbangs.
Yeah.
And that she wants 10 people in the room, and then he does this fucking gangbang thing. Bro, in my mind, it was a hilarious bit, and it's a great special.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it because then it would haunt my dreams forever of like, were you fucking gangbangs like in
Yeah.
college over and over again? Like, what was it that, because that's not something you just turn into.
No,
Gangbang?
that's something that's happened before that then.
No, you've evolved gradually to gangbang.
Or was that your thing in your 20s where you're just like, hey, dude, and now you're trying to be a normal person and have a normal monogamous relationship, and get married, have kids, but this gangbang lingers over you, and you're like, well, shit. It happened on a cruise. We did a Drinking Bros cruise, and we was, 3 or 4 nights? How long were we out there?
No, it was 6.
Was it really?
Yeah, I think-
Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Anyways, 500 listeners, and Jared, our other co-host,
Oh,
on
yeah.
here, he said he wanted to swing on the cruise ship. And one of the couples that he ended up swinging with, ruined their marriage.
That's the thing. Like, I think here I'm
How do
not
you
at that
volunteer
age
for that
now.
and then let it ruin your marriage?
I'm not at that. Well, because
Well, you
you're
don't
not
know.
being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
I'm at an age right now where where that wouldn't be okay. But look, if I get older, and my wife, your mom, and the person that I am ride or die with was like, you know what I would like to do before I die, before I leave this earth. You know something I've never done, and if I would be like, yeah, dude, you should do that on your one life. I truly believe that. It doesn't have anything to do with how you feel about me.
That's what he always says. by
It
the way.
doesn't have anything to do with how you feel about me. But since you were 20, you've wanted to have sex with a one-armed Italian midget. You should do that before you die.
I'll find the midget and cut his goddamn arm
yeah,
off for you,
dude.
honey.
That's what, do you know
or
what I mean?
whatever. We could find a one-armed guy too, but
No.
I'm just saying.
Find a one-armed guy
if-
and make him a midget.
If you
well,
said
that
to
might
me,
be difficult.
if you said to me though, you know, I like hanging out with this dude and talking to him. I'd like to spend 2 weeks just going on vacation. That sounds like you want to hang out with somebody else.
that sounds like an emotional thing.
That's like what Bill Gates did for
That's what
40
Bill
years.
Gates did for 40
That's
years.
right. That's
Which
right.
is
He was
bizarre.
allowed, what was it, 2 weeks with his ex-girlfriend?
2 weeks a year, yeah.
See, that's
They
for
went on
40
vacation.
years.
They went to like Lake Como for
Nah,
2 weeks a
that-
year. or
full
something like that.
vacation.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not in for that.
No.
But if you've had a thing, yo, dude, we all get one ride on this rock. So just because you're married to me means you don't get to do these 3 things that you've always wanted
Oh,
to
now
do.
it's 3 things.
Well, what?
yeah, right?
See,
It sounds like this conversation's
know
been
what I
had
mean?
That's what-
already.
it's a slippery slope.
Do you know what I mean? But do you know what I mean? So for me, like, I'm not at that age now, but I think a couple years from now, honestly, if your mom was like, and she's not this person.
She's zero this
But if she
person.
was like, I've always wanted to do this, I love her. I know it has nothing to do with me. She's just always wanted to try this. I'm secure enough where it doesn't bother me.
The key is like getting it if it's like my wife's bull, for example, like he's such a loser that I'm not worried about him. Like he doesn't have a job. He just stays at home all day.
I'm sorry, you said your wife's bull?
Yeah, hold on. Can I finish? Dude, okay. But, like, it's so rude. My wife's bull is like a huge loser. He stays at home all day. He doesn't have a job. He just stays at home with my wife all day. Like I basically have to like pay for. I'm basically his boss. Like I pay for his stuff and his landlord. Like this guy's pathetic. Like I go to work all day. He just sits around doing God knows what.
Sure,
Like
yeah.
I'm not threatened by that type of guy. You
Okay.
know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it kind of sounds like you're paying a dude to fuck your wife.
Yeah,
Bob.
that's
Yeah, I
what
was
it
gonna
comes
say.
down to.
Did you
Sounds
to a word of this? He's some loser hobo that I have to support. Like, God, I should be sainted for this.
Yeah,
But
I'm
do you
sorry.
get to fuck her afterwards?
Well,
If he's got energy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of times, like, she's tired from other stuff. I like, she takes care of the house and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
so-
she's tired from the bull, too. Like,
I
the
was
bull
gonna
is
say
also-
she's tired from that.
He doesn't
Yeah.
even do anything. I mean, he fucks her, yeah, but because he's her bull. But like, dude, this guy's a loser. This guy's a loser. Just trust me. I'm not explaining it well. He's a
I
loser.
also feel like this might be like it might be like a kink for him to think that like, oh, there's just this loser
Yes.
fucking my
And
wife.
that's how he gets off.
That's what
Where
I'm
it's just
saying.
like,
Yeah, yeah,
man,
yeah. That's how-
it's
what they-
basically a slave. Like, I have a slave.
Yeah.
Who fucks my wife.
I think we should bring slavery back.
Just
do it right
the
this
straight
time and-
face you said that with. Is
Well,
wild.
But he doesn't mean it by race.
No,
I know,
race is
I know.
owning
No,
humans.
race
You
is
can
the
own
dumbest
white people, too.
way to categorize
I think if
people.
anything,
That
the
doesn't
white
make
people
any
would be
sense.
slaves this time around.
Yeah.
I
Well,
actually.
there were a lot of white slaves back in the day, actually, about
By the way,
1.3 million.
Hello, Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys
I
are.
mean, we were the OGs.
Yeah.
You know? Were you kidding, dude? Yeah. I also have a theory, by the way, because you're a tall Jew. There's not a lot of people. He's got to be, if we're starting like an Israeli basketball team, you got to be the 5, I would think. Something
I'm
like
the 5?
No, what's
Not a
what's his
chance.
name?
that. Gary Goldman?
No, there's a guy who
I'm the 3. I think I'm a 3.
Who's that white dude that won the slam dunk competition? Wasn't he Jewish?
Oh, Mac McClung.
No. Like
He's
back in the
5'9".
90s.
Barry.
Brett Barry, yeah.
No,
Brett
no,
Barry.
the Berries weren't.
I thought Brett Barry was Jewish.
Didn't Barry shoot
No, Rick Barry. Rick Barry did the underhand.
No,
Yeah.
but the kid won the slam dunk contest.
Yeah, but he wasn't Jewish.
I thought they were
wait,
Jewish.
is Barry not Jewish?
Maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe
Barry-
not.
that
No,
doesn't
it's
seem-
Fruity, not Jewish.
Rick Barry feels very waspy.
He looks waspy. He
looks
as well,
waspy.
but for some reason in my brain, I thought he was a Jew.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
not.
you know what's funny? And by the way, not a real popular time to be a Jew.
Oh, I always thought you were going to say from the river to the sea or something
Yeah.
like that. You were teeing it up.
Not the most popular time that I can remember being a Jew. I get more.
I mean, there were less popular times.
That's true.
Yeah, like, I can name one.
Yeah, in
I could
particular,
name
that
a
really
couple,
jumps
maybe.
off.
38 to 45? Yeah. Wasn't the best.
Yeah,
no.
it was dicey. It really
Whatever
definitely
year the
was.
pyramids were built.
I think that was aliens. I don't think the Jews had anything to do
Same,
with that.
it's
I don't
all
believe
aliens.
that.
I'm more in for the alien.
That whole
Aliens,
Moses
yeah.
story, I don't believe any of that
and
shit.
also,
either.
yeah, I'm not in for them being able to push that big of blocks up
Well,
whatever they did.
you know what
Moses was like 1,000 years after the pyramids were built.
For sure, I'm just saying, I don't believe any of that. So the period of Israeli slavery was during Moses. And they did build quite a few structures. It wasn't all the pyramids and shit.
But if you know anything about Jews, building structures not exactly our strong point.
Nope.
That's not. If you were like, "Hey, dude, I need to build this," you wouldn't be like, "Well, let's get some Jews." You would be like, "Where are the Mexicans?"
Go to Home Depot.
Maybe.
let's-
I don't know. I mean, Jesus was a carpenter. Probably not a good one.
Yeah,
Well, did you ever? Yeah, you didn't hear about him ever building anything.
Yeah, you
after
don't hear
that?
shit about his carpentry.
Yeah, no,
You really
at,
don't.
at all. Actually, they mentioned it once just to put it out there,
Same
and
with
that's
Harrison
fucking
Ford.
it.
Yeah, Harrison Ford. Oh, he was a carpenter. Cool, man. What did he build? I don't know. I was like,
A
it just sounds fun.
semi-mediocre acting career.
What?
Well,
Or take it easy. But I
One of the
will
best.
take it,
Dude, but I was
fucking
kidding.
easy.
But also I will say one of the like I was watching a movie, I don't remember what it was, with my mom, and the dude is the weirdest on-screen kisser of all time. Have you ever
He's not a good on screen.
dude, he just smushes his face into the other person.
That's
Like, it's-
1950s kissing, though.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
he
how it
did
used to be back in
He
the
did
day.
it in that fucking last Star Wars movie he was in.
Do you have a pick? What's that pick on the far right, Bob?
I mean, he's married to Callista Flockhart. She doesn't have any lips.
That's
true.
This guy, by the way,
Oh, look at that.
For
yeah,
sure.
It is weird. It
What's
is
up with
weird.
the weird piercing? Look, ear
for
piercing. dude.
sure, 80-year-old Harrison
Oh.
Ford still fucks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Harrison
100%.
Ford's
Do you know
ear
what?
piercing
Yeah,
is-
do you know why he got his ear pierced? Bob, tell him.
He got shit faced with Jimmy Buffett.
And Jimmy Buffett had an ear piercing, and then he pierced his ear.
Jacob, tell me that doesn't look like Uncle Steve.
Uncle Steve wishes.
Are you kidding? That looks exactly like Uncle Steve.
0.
Do you remember the black guy from 60 Minutes? Ed
He looks
Bradley?
like Uncle Steve too.
Ed Bradley was with him too, and Ed Bradley had a piercing as well.
I do remember that.
And so they was like, "Oh, is everybody doing this? I'll fucking do it." And, you know?
He looks like he's dressed like a carpenter.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
like,
he's not Jesus.
I do.
That's
like,
that's two different stories.
Didn't he crash a
Those are the only two
plane on
carpenters
a,
I
on
know.
a golf course?
Oh yeah.
I like this dude, man. You can't say anything.
Harrison Ford fucks.
He fucks.
For sure.
I
He
will say,
gets super high.
You know what he's not doing is going on The View talking about politics like De Niro.
yeah.
oh,
Just be a
Jesus.
dude, man. Shut the fuck up.
why are we doing
Also,
it?
that late in life, like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
just
Like
just
you'll be
keep
dead in
doing your
12
old
seconds. Just
Yeah.
go enjoy the last
By
fucking
the way,
minute of your
just
life.
keep banging the 25-year-olds.
Oh, yeah?
Like,
Yeah.
he seems to be doing
Well,
great.
technically, she was
Dude's-
27. Let's be fair.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Now he's 83, right?
Are
Wait,
you
wait, is
still
that-
going to be interested? I'm going to be honest. At 83, I don't know if I'm going to be interested in fucking, and I definitely don't think I'm going to want to fuck somebody who's 25. There's going to be a pacing difference, and I wouldn't mind looking at a 25-year-old body but I don't want to be mashed up against with that loose skin.
I'm confused at 85. Why would you want a newborn child?
No, dude.
That's what I'm saying is like obvious. Like that's just one thing I like. Like yeah, I hear what you're saying, but the last thing on my mind is like I should have a kid when I have 5 minutes left.
Well,
on
it's
my life.
Hollywood. He's probably going to harvest the organs.
That's the idea. I think he's going to drink their blood,
He
right?
could, but
Yeah.
did you hear the Pacino's one? Because Pacino just had a kid too, and he's
Yes.
83.
Wait.
Now with him, he got that thing fucking tested. and he was convinced.
What
that
do you
there
mean?
was-
He got his nuts tested?
No, he got the kid. He got the paternity.
Convinced, so convinced it wasn't his.
Convinced it wasn't his because he goes, I'm 82 years old.
Bro's been shooting
There's
blanks
no
for 20
way
years."
I should be able to have a child at this point.
Is it Pacino? Didn't I go to school with that girl whose mom married Pacino for a little while?
You went to school
Beverly D'Angelo?
with the woman who dated Pacino
And
and his
that-
daughter
Lucilla Pollock?
and his daughter dated
her daughter.
DiCaprio. Her daughter dated DiCaprio.
Her name's Camilla.
Camilla.
Like we were Camilla. I can't remember her last name, but Camilla and I were like boyfriend girlfriend in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Like
No way.
we're that like we went to school together. And my mom, she goes, "You're not gonna believe it," and sends me a video, and I was like, "Is this a TMZ video of Camilla and DiCaprio?" And she goes, "Yeah." And then a year later, they broke up because she was out of the age range.
Yeah, that's right.
That was it. That was it.
She turned
Camilla
23.
Maroney.
Yeah.
How do you go? How does this dude stay skinny fat?
He's not
in
skinny fat, he's
Hollywood
fat.
for his whole.
You're talking about Leo?
Yeah,
Leo,
how does
yeah.
he stay skinny fat? He never got in. He never was like, maybe I should work out.
Just
Not
a-
He didn't need to. All he needed was his
one
face.
Didn't need to.
time. He went skinny arm. He's shaped like a King of the Hill character.
Like Dale Gribble,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's got the
Yeah.
skinny arm,
Yeah.
big belly.
Yeah.
And this dude just nobody.
Fucks.
Have you seen him in real life?
I've seen him twice in real life.
The shocking thing about him in real life is he's got a huge head.
Yeah,
like the
they all-
size
Does he?
of a basketball.
Like Ben Affleck.
Yeah, if you
Oh,
look,
yes,
if you
massive.
if you look really closely, you can see other smaller heads orbiting around it.
Is
Yeah.
it like
Oh, yeah.
a Peyton Manning sized head or like
It's bigger.
It's bigger.
bigger?
It's book.
Manning's in real life is shocking because the forehead. It's just so much forehead.
Yes.
But
But the head itself.
It's almost like a Down syndrome type of thing with
Yeah,
Peyton.
yeah.
Whereas DiCaprio is just, it's like a fucking Thanksgiving.
Have you seen Ben
float.
Affleck?
Yeah.
That's the biggest human head,
Dude.
that has ever. It floats around. That,
And there's something about it that looks good on a movie screen.
Yes.
And like, dude,
Dude.
all the best have huge heads.
huge heads.
There was
There's
a-
no small-headed actor.
Nope.
There was a kid I went to school with, and I can't remember his last name, but we ended up calling him Nick the Dome because when we played football, they literally had to outsource to get him a custom-made helmet. His
Have
head
you
was so
seen-
big. It was like a 4XL
you seen my
and with
forehead?
the pads on the inside. It was
There was always one on the team,
it was
dude. Yeah.
crazy.
My forehead is like.
You took your hat off.
Look at you.
Look at this forehead.
Yeah.
What's up, Doc Brown?
Yeah.
You do got a bit of a Doc Brown thing.
21,000 gigawatts.
Well, I mean, Jacob, tell him how I cut my hair.
Well, put your hat on. And I'll
Would you
show
get a Floby?
No, he puts his hat on. Put your hat on. Put your
This
hat-
is a great look, dude.
On acid?
Wait, hold on. Wait, Dad, give a profile real quick. Turn. No, other way. Okay, ready? I'm gonna show you. You see how it flows over, but there's a huge gap, like right under where the end of his hair is. Do you see that? So he puts his hat on. That's where his hat rests, and then he just trims the outside of the hat.
Smart.
So
that's
it's
why
just
the top
that's
of the
why the
hat,
top is
top
like
of the hair is, but then this is all cleaned up.
Smart.
you have like a Scooby Doo villain, like ghost hair. Like it's like.
I mean, that's like Mo from the Three Stooges, right?
It's like it's
Like a bowl cut.
It's like
That's-
Krusty the
bald one?
Clown.
Yeah,
It-
Oh no! Okay, got it.
my wife is like. So
She hates
now
it.
she'll say, if we're gonna have sex, you gotta have your hat on because the top of your hair is so.
What?
She's like the top of your hair is so crazy.
Why don't you put it in
that when I
cornrows one day?
when I look at you and you're on top of me, I'm like, this is not sexy at all.
She's like dialing the police.
so yeah, so I wear the hat now, you know.
Neighborhood watch.
In bed?
Yeah, it's straight porn shit. You know, the guy would come over and just turn his hat around backwards.
No fucking
well, do you
way,
feel
dude.
like Sylvester Stallone and Over the Top when you turn it around backwards, though?
I fucking there should 100. If there's not an over the top porn parody,
Yeah, there's got to be.
doesn't there?
Well, I mean, he did
There's a
porn.
parody of everything.
He did porn.
Yeah.
So.
That's the rumor is that's where Italian Stallion came from.
Show him his dick, Bob. We've shown Stallone.
By the
That
way-
sounds like a game show.
What
thing.
a crazy!
We
That's
showed-
like the craziest Steve Harvey. Show him his dick.
Show him his dick. We've showed it on the show before. If you
Wait,
want to see
is
his own
that
face.
Stallone?
Is that
Oh, yeah, he
Stallone?
did
dude.
softcore porn.
That is Stallone.
Oh.
That is Stallone full cocaine diet.
dude.
I like to look at this. I
Oh.
have this picture on a wall in my house, and I stand. It's a form of meditation for me. I stand in front of it and just make Stallone noises.
It just sounds like he's going, hey, oh.
Can you put that
hey."
picture back
It's
up?
the alphabet.
Crew
Can you-
Bulls.
okay, so first of all, here's a couple things. First, I'm glad that the Bell palsy still was going with the lip.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love this. But this, he looks like it's like he was auditioning for the Sex Pistols movie where he's Johnny Rotten.
I mean, this is like
this is
the late
straight-
60s. I
Can you
think.
zoom out,
heroin.
Bob, so the audience can see?
This
So
is-
we don't see this girl's spread legs.
This is
we
heroin.
already put it up.
This looks like
Yeah,
heroin.
this is
Stallone.
Yeah, for sure.
This is. I was gonna say this is straight cocaine diet. Stallone.
Why are his nipples so far apart
and different
pointing the
and-
other way?
and different sizes? He's got chameleon nipples.
this doesn't look. Why are his nipples?
They may not even be real.
Yeah, but that guy
Why
went
is
on
this-
to be a billionaire, essentially. So
Yeah,
it's possible.
Anything is possible.
Oh, man.
What do
This
we got?
is his balls.
So that's his balls. So he's
I mean,
got a
he-
bag on him.
He looks like he's got De Niro balls at like 83-year-old. Like why?
Oh, he's
what's-
Italian.
He's Italian.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
What do you want from him? Italian.
That nutsack. That
I feel like that's where the original prosciutto came from.
Yeah, look at that.
that is Stallone.
Is that him or her?
Is that
her.
Stallone?
That's her, right?
That is.
Yeah, I think that's her.
That bums me out. That if that was his ass.
Yeah, I was gonna
Well,
say.
Show him his dick. That way, because I don't want you to leave here without seeing it. There you go. Because I know you're curious at this point, John.
But see, now his nipples look closer together.
Yeah, because he's not arching his back
he's not,
out
arching,
like
he's, not,
that.
he's not doing flies.
I'm glad. It's nice to see that he trimmed it up in the 70s. He didn't go full, but he trimmed it up a little in the 70s.
And he's got
Yeah, but
he-
you didn't have to in the 70s, the 80s. Remember that thing I told you about?
he
where
put
it's
that
like,
clipper on a 4. It's
dude,
not-
those 80s Playboy magazines were more Bush than women.
And he's
Like,
got some cum gutters in the work there too. I mean, he's
sure
not
does.
ripped like fucking Rocky 2, or I'm sorry, Rambo 2 is where he really got fucking tuned up, right?
Yeah.
Rambo, yeah,
For the
after
steroids.
First
Second
Blood.
one, yeah.
So this was
Yeah.
pre-steroids. You got to think 2 inches are gone now, obviously, but you know, it's worth
in the
it.
sack, I'm not sure if the dick gets smaller, right? But the
does.
sack
Yeah.
does.
The dick gets
It does.
smaller, yeah.
It shouldn't if you do it correctly. But
No, the
in the
dick gets bigger,
1970s,
I'm
I doubt they were
In the
doing it
70s
correctly.
and 80s, look at
They're not-
Rocky.
yeah.
Look at Rocky 4.
They're not
that
taking-
was when
yeah.
he was. Oh, Rocky 3 and 4. He was the most juiced.
They're not
Just
taking,
look
like,
at Hulk
implementing.
Hogan in his tights in the 80s. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, there's not a dick there.
I know.
There's zero dick.
He's tucking. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, it was
rough.
zero dick. Guys, I don't know how old are you guys right now?
43.
33.
I might be in the best shape of my life. 33.
Get the fuck out of here.
I might be in the best shape of my life right now.
No, I know. I saw you in a photo online. I was like, Jesus Christ, you're shredded. These
I might
days.
be in the best shape of my
From
life.
doing what?
He's
I
a psycho in the gym. That's what it is.
I am.
I'm kidding. Okay, so he doesn't work out like this anymore. But a lot of time growing up, he'd be like, "Hey, I'm going to the gym. Do you want to come?" I'd be like, "Fuck no." And he would ask why. I go, "I hate the way you work out." This dude used to walk into the gym, pick somebody out, and say, "I don't like your face. I don't like the shorts you're wearing. I don't like your headphones."
My
something.
motivation.
And he would say, "Oh, they're saying something about me." About how I can't lift this, and would make himself angry to a point where people would walk over to him and be like, "Hey, man, we got a fucking issue."
Yeah,
and he'd be like, "No, no, no."
Really?
It would
Dude,
just kind of pump me up.
he's a psycho.
That's what Jordan did.
It would pump me up. I would be like, I hate that dude.
Yeah, except,
But it-
except
but it-
Jordan hated his own
Fitness?
teammates.
Yeah, well, dude, easy to find some people at Planet Fitness. I made make believe beef out of, but yeah,
You never
listen,
did it. Did you ever do it with someone who was like much bigger than you?
It didn't matter to me because I wasn't saying anything to them. It was like their shorts, or if they were singing out loud at the gym, or if I saw somebody talking on the phone, I was like, "That's the person I'm gonna hate today."
Well, see, I
and
hate
if I
that-
ever needed a bit of like motivation, I would look over at that dude's stupid fucking shorts or his dick hanging out of his pants, and I'd be like, "You know what? This is what I need today for motivation."
Oh, dude, that's dark.
Yeah, he's a psycho.
He
He doesn't do it anymore. I don't think. Now he just has a psychotic trainer who's what is she? What's her accent?
She was a Cirque du Soleil performer.
But she's European, so she's just
Oh, yeah.
cuckoo.
Yeah,
Like,
so
they're all fucked up.
she's
She
fucking
if I
crazy.
make a noise in the gym, she laughs at me. She's like, "Oh, this is a silly little noise." And I'm like, and she does that laugh, and she knows it bothers the fuck out of me, and it just makes me so mad, and she laughs even more. But she's psychotic, dude.
Those Cirque du Soleil performers are
Legit.
psychotic because you were on the road all the time.
Yeah.
If you miss, and you die. A lot of them end up killing themselves.
Or traumatic injuries.
Or they're on drugs because they're trying to stay up and focus in. So a lot of them do meth. Like, oh, dude, they should do a doc on Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, like that one they did about the killer whales in captivity, but for Cirque du
for Cirque du
Soleil.
Soleil,
It's
yeah.
the same thing.
It's the same thing.
And none of,
Basically
them,
the same, yeah.
none of them can leave because they're making so much money that they're like, cool, man, you want to leave? You'll never make this much money again.
It's not even that they're making that much money.
No, to them.
In that profession, that's where else are you going to make money doing
it.
that?
Yep.
Well, on the Vegas Strip in
That's it.
in a brown Spider-Man costume. With,
By the way.
with
But
stain,
you're
with
not making
stains on it.
150.
Yo,
like,
I actually, it's funny about a brown Spider-Man costume. I used to, I worked in Hollywood. I worked, on Hollywood Boulevard doing film festivals and whatnot. And we used to get there at 6 a.m. when all of the, personalities were, coked out Mickey would show up or, brown suit Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I remember walking down Hollywood Boulevard, going to our production office, and brown suit Spider-Man comes up and puts his arm around me with his JanSport backpack. Oh, no. And I go, hey, man, don't fucking touch me. And he's like, what's your problem? I go, 1, I live here. So that. 2, I don't know where the fuck your brown Spider-Man suit has been, so don't touch me. We threw hands. for a
Blood and
quick
cum?
moment. Did I tell you I threw hands with a brown suit Spider-Man?
Brown suit Spider-Man, dude.
Bro, he was like, you're being a dick. And I'm like, and you're for sure an
Brown
AIDS
suit
carrier.
Spider-Man,
I'm
yeah.
AIDS
see
carrier.
those characters fight on Hollywood Boulevard all the
best.
time. Were
No.
you?
They fight.
No,
Do you know who they hate?
I was going to work. I was like, dude, I'm going to work. It's 6 a.m. Do not fucking touch me or talk to me. And I had to have my PAs, my people, pull me away because I was throwing hands with this
They
dude. I was like,
don't-
bro, I'm not playing with you. Like, go
You know
the
who
fuck
they don't
away.
like? They don't like SpongeBob. SpongeBob gets in a lot of fights out there.
That's
Yeah,
him and,
because SpongeBob
yeah.
probably pulls the most people.
There was a Johnny Depp who fucked somebody up one time in a Pirates of the Caribbean costume. And
That checks out, though.
Yeah.
That checks out, I think.
It's so amazing, dude, to see them fight. Like Iron Man's fighting Spidey. It's such a good.
The Chewbacca, dude, I once walked by and saw Chewbacca and Darth Vader both with their heads off, just sitting smoking a cigarette on the Hollywood Boulevard. It was the funniest fucking thing.
There's a video online of SpongeBob getting the shit beat out of him, which is so. And somebody put him laughing, giggling audio over it. It's so
awesome.
I mean, it would be kind of funny to get a Patrick costume and show up and just beat the shit out of SpongeBob.
Or Squidward.
Actually,
Squidward
just
would make
might
more
be a-
sense. 'cause
Just for the lulls, right?
Squidward's
That might
been
be
waiting
a
to beat the
fun
shit out of
video.
them for 20 years.
It's true, yeah.
Now's the point in the show we get to the Drinking Bro of the Week, which is someone who has inspired you or helped you become the person you are today. Josh, you've already done it, so we'll have you. Who would you like to give the Drinking Bro of the Week to?
I mean, this is going to be probably a little cliche, but I'm giving it straight to him.
There it is.
Absolutely. I mean, I would.
Put the camera on him.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, I would not be in this position at any point in my life without, riding Josh Wolf's coattails. So,
I want to say something about that. First of all, I travel with Jacob, and I just want to tell you, you're right. No, I want to say this for real, man. People talk about it all the time. The Nepo. I have a couple things to say about that. First, who else should I give the opportunity to? Are you telling me I should give this opportunity to a stranger and somebody that I don't?
Probably a trans person of color, yeah.
Yeah, dude, who identifies as a wrench,
Yeah.
right? So, who else am I? Of course, and I want what we want for our kids is for their lives to be better every step of the way than ours were. There's no, and so who else am I going to give this opportunity to? But let me tell you all this who think that what is happening for him is so easy. On one hand, yes, dude, he starts on third base. He's not doing open mics where nobody knows who he is. He walks in front of a warm crowd every fucking night. And he gets he's playing in front of home games. There's no away games, okay? These are all, truthfully, way easier. But do you know what? Something he doesn't get to do that every other comic, including myself, got to do? Develop an anonymity. People expect him to be way better than he's only been doing stand-up for a year. People expect him to be way better than he could possibly be at this point. And he doesn't get to suck in private. He sucks in front of my entire audience.
He's the Bronny James of comedy.
So it's not
I'll take that
as
comparison.
right? It's not as easy. There's some things that are easy, but there's some things, look, right away, there are people who are going to be like, oh, he's not funny. And as soon as you say somebody's not funny in your head, you're not going to see them again. You don't give them the chance to grow. So he's listen, man, definitely some pluses. I pay for shit, 4 days a week out of his entire life. So, and he gets to be in front of great audiences, but he's putting the work in, man. And it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're a father out there and you have a son or a daughter and you don't think that this is going to be your dream in life, I can promise you it is.
It is.
And as the years tick away from my kids, my oldest just turned 10, I'm already looking at, I've got 8 more years left with him, and then hopefully he'll want to come back and hang out later.
Yes.
but you're not in control of that.
No.
Whereas you guys are, and I think that's the most amazing thing there is. So the Nepo shit, fuck right off. Wait until your kids get older
Exactly.
and come back and tell the same story.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we do a podcast together called Hey Man. And I'll tell you, it is such a wide-ranging it's my favorite thing I've ever done. But I will tell you the benefit in low-key, on a completely serious note, the benefit and the thing that I get the most out of the podcast is we'll do meet and greets. And he gets this from teenagers, but I get it from fathers who will come up and full hug me. You know, not this hug, the dick to dick.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's a
Skin to
real
skin.
Yeah.
that's a tip to tip hug.
Yeah.
And I had one dude in New Zealand. He hugged me and I could feel him shaking. And I was like, "What's going on, dude? You okay?" And he said, "I just want to let you know," because his son was talking to Jacob. He said, my son's 25. He's never asked me to do anything with him before. This is the first thing he's ever asked me to, and I just want to thank you and your son. You guys have started to heal our relationship. We listen to your content together." And he gets that from teenagers. Thank you. My dad and I have never done anything together.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for showing us that it's possible to have this relationship. Dude, for me, and I know this sounds corny, I've been doing this a long time, but when you have like a little bit of a purpose, when that shit starts to change, like, oh, I'm actually making a little bit of a difference in a way that's important to me, you do it, it changes the whole fucking game.
Yeah. That's how being a man works.
Yep.
I think so, right?
Say
No, I
it-
know
we
so.
say it
That's
all the
exactly
time
how
on the
it is,
show.
yeah.
Yeah, we say it all the time on the show, for real. Dead serious.
And speaking of all that, you guys are. This show will go out Sunday, so they won't see this. But you're at Cap City this weekend. Then you're at Kimmel's Club in Vegas.
Every Monday night, I
Every
do a
Monday.
residency in
Yeah.
Vegas.
Okay, great.
At Kimmel's.
And then you're at Bricktown Comedy Club in Oklahoma City
Yeah.
Thursday, May 30th through the 1st of June. it
And
looks like.
Friday night, guys, late shows, I do between 2.5 and 3 grams of mushrooms and go on stage.
So go to the late show is what he's saying.
Yeah, Late Show Friday is definitely. Yeah,
I
every
was kind of
time.
fucked up when you saw me.
Oh yeah, it was good though. You
well,
played the
every-
guitar and shit.
Yeah,
it was
Every
good.
time I go on stage though for the late show, I always tell people, I go, hey, if you have a babysitter, you should probably call them because there was one time,
They turned off the AC on me.
dude, they gave him a light.
Holy shit.
He did not eat the light. They dropped checks. Nothing. They sat everybody in the audience. They turned off the AC. Everybody in the audience was a packed out room.
Everybody stayed.
Yeah, what do they want to not make money?
No,
Keep selling booze. What the
Dude,
fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, they dropped the checks and he was up on stage for 45 more minutes and not a single person left that spot. And everybody, I could see people wiping sweat and
was
like
amazing. Holy
fanning,
shit.
but nobody left.
I'm telling
Like,
you, I'm at the top of as far as my powers as a comic, I'm at the top. I was going to tell you about this. You mentioned the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote my most favorite song of all time.
Oh, Jesus.
So it's without a doubt the best song I've ever written. I can't wait to play it the entire show. It is a fucking.
Sometimes when he's on mushrooms, he thinks about it so much that he stops his set and goes, "Guys, I'm so sorry. I've been thinking about this song for a long time." And you'll play the song at the beginning of the set and then get to when he plays music, forgot that he played it already and play it again.
I did that in Denver. I was so high.
Somebody came out during
Denver's
the
got good mushrooms though.
They were
Yeah.
singing along to the song, and I was like, "This song is fucking making its rounds."
And
I'm crushing.
They came up to me in the meet and greet. They go, "You know, your dad sang that song twice, right?" And I was high too, and I go, "That's why everybody was singing along." I was so confused.
Well, look, that's the beauty of time travel, folks.
It sure is.
Thank you.
It sure is. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
At Josh Wolf Comedy across the board. Hey Man Podcast. Man is with 3 A's. It's a fucking great time. We talk about real shit, ridiculous shit. We have people on. We just had Bunny on, and she had some great stories about her childhood. It's a great podcast. Check it out.
Bunny, you mean Homeboy's wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, she's cool.
Jacob, where can they find you?
Jake_Wolf on Instagram. It's Jake Wolf on TikTok. And yeah, Hey Man Podcast. New episodes every Tuesday, man. Go check it out. It's a whole bunch of fun for him and I.
I'm super proud of you, dude.
Appreciate you, man.
Gay.
Yeah, we love you. Go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star.
That was great
And you can
timing,
walk away. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Rob Patterson. This is the Drinking Bros Podcast. Good night, everyone.